you seen any of the leaks about the newest Chainsaw Man manga?
Actually, no. I see it sometimes on my Twitter, and I just.
It's so gross. Anyways,
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying that, like, just recommended even ones that I haven't even seen or finished yet, like Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, you know.
JJK is so good.
About it.
But I told him if you really want to go ahead and jump into one and you'll be busy for a while, One Piece.
Yeah.
That'll keep you busy,
You
baby.
you gotta throw that one.
But of course, the first ones I recommended was like My Hero Academia.
That's a great anime for people to get into.
Of course, if he's not
anime.
done with Attack on Titan, keep watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really cool dude.
That's awesome. You know, I've had a couple of guys that I've seen because on my little server book. Oh, can I? I'll do this later, actually. Never mind.
No, it's okay. What do you
Fork. Can I do the fork? Thank you.
I'm already going out.
Thanks.
Thank you.
VIP.
Dad used to do?
Yeah.
Gotta be quicker than that.
But yeah, so you had some cool interactions.
Yeah, I have my little servers book at work, and it has a Gon holographic sticker on the back of it.
Yeah,
And,
I should have recommended Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. And I had that on there, so I had a couple of people who will see it, and they'll be like, "Oh, you like Hunter x Hunter?" I like a lot more than that, brother. I'm like, you don't want to get me started because then I'm never gonna leave your table. But I've told a couple people on the podcast because they're like, "Oh, have you seen X, Y, and Z?" I'm like, "Yes, I have." People see, "Have you seen AOT?" And I'm like, "Yes, I have. I have a podcast about it." And I don't care how narcissistic I sound. I have a podcast. Come check it out. We have some cool conversations.
Like free, and you're much more like you're free spirited, and you're much more social.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I'm sorry, if you're going to judge me for having a podcast and I don't want to talk to you anyways, like, why would I? You're not worth my time. So, who cares? I enjoy it. If you want to come in, I always say, if you want to come in and have some cool conversation about some giant naked people, Attack the Talk Twitch.tv/Attack the Talk, baby.
Exactly.
Get on in here.
But I've had some cool interactions. Like even one I think about too, relatively recently was when I was doing a job and I was traveling. I traveled over to Texas. Whenever we were done with our long, just kind of work shifts, go over to this Mexican restaurant. We went there twice. This younger waiter noticed my tattoos. Like, "Man, that's really cool. Is that from Death Note?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And that's all I needed to go ahead and kind of start the conversation. One, it's different when you go ahead and you get like a compliment on your tattoo.
Yeah.
But if they actually say, "Hey, is that from Death Note?"
Like the context of it.
This guy's cultured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
So-
that's always that. The second anyone mentions anything anime, anyone else who watches anime is automatically just like, great. This
Yeah.
is going to be a thrilling conversation.
You know what else he was into? Come to find out, because we went on a Thursday, and then I saw him again on a Saturday. He's into UFC. So that was like a whole other conversation. I was like, okay, cool. So like Thursday, I was able to just go ahead and just chat anime with him.
Straight up your alley, man.
And then we're just chatting about, UFC. He was like, "Man, I'm just trying to get out of here, man. I'm just trying to finish my shift so I can go ahead and link up with my homies, and I'm gonna watch the fights." I'm like, "Right on, man." That was when it was O'Malley and Cheeto.
Ah,
I remember telling him, I was like, "I think it's gonna be a tough fight, but I got O'Malley. I think it's gonna be tough just because Cheeto is just tough as nails." Come to find out, the result of that fight literally is just O'Malley dominated, but Cheeto just took a hell of a beating. He's just too tough for his own good.
yeah,
You know?
he just doesn't back. He doesn't know when to back down, bro. He just takes them and keeps moving forward.
Yeah, it was cool to go ahead and just kind of chat and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to like anime, it's always really interesting because you kind of get a feel for what like people like and stuff, whatever they recommend or whatever they've kind of seen. Sometimes they're kind of like how I was, prior to, Lexi introducing, a lot of different new anime and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, the stuff I watch is like, I'll go ahead and I'll watch like Dragon Ball Z or I'll watch like, Naruto and stuff like that. Like some of the
like
older,
the
like more
threes.
mainstream ones too, like with
Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha.
yeah, like for me, like those are the ones that I went ahead and I would watch, back in the day because of what Toonami and stuff, that's what would be on Toonami. They had Cowboy Bebop, they had Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, of course. Those are the ones that I remember even watching. And then as far as other ones that maybe you can argue they fall in an anime category, but they're more so like, I think along the same line of like the Avatar, like the Last Airbender and stuff, but like Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are still anime in my
Digimon
opinion.
and whatnot and
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
I think those are just American anime.
But
Yeah.
you can get a feel for like if you were to have a conversation like a deep anime conversation with Zach's just gonna go out there and be telling some like
I got so much shit.
God,
Up.
he's
some
got
hidden gems, you know.
I got a lot of knowledge up in this shit.
And yeah, it was a really
March
cool
comes in
conversation.
like a lion. It's a slice of life. It's so cool.
I heard that one's really good.
It's one of the few anime to bring me to tears. It's just so moving. It's so powerful. And it's about chess. Go learn about some chess. Get some bigger brain. Get
Beautiful.
some ridges in your
You ever
brain.
see people talking about like an anime, like, oh my god, this made me cry so hard, or this made me, you know, this was so whatever, made me
Yeah.
bawl my eyes out. And then there's been times where I go and I watch it, and I'm like, yeah, it's sad, but
Do you almost feel like you've
it didn't like
experienced more?
I wasn't invested in it. Didn't
is
I didn't
it-
feel like I was invested, like it got me invested enough.
So
to
is that what
cry
it
about
is? There's an investment, or is it because you've witnessed, you've seen more heartbreaking
Oh,
stuff?
maybe.
I was gonna say, you probably have a bit more of a
desensitized
callus.
by sad stuff because you've experienced even more heartbreaking stuff?
Maybe. But it also, I think a big part of it is also the expectation. Now I have an expectation set.
That's true. You're already going into it with the idea that you're going to go ahead
This is
and
gonna make me bawl
cry.
my eyes out. Good. I want
Okay.
a good cry.
You know what I
You ever
feel
watch
like-
something just because you want a good cry?
And I know I'm
You
probably wrong, but that's what I kind of feel like with because Zebra Cakes wants me to watch Studio Ghibli Grave of the
Grave of the
Fireflies.
Fireflies?
Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't available anywhere. I'm like, what the hell? I
Yeah,
can't
they
even
took
watch
it
it
off
anywhere.
everything. It used to be on Max. All the Ghibli was on Max.
But
I know.
I end up
Now they only
buying
have
the
like
DVD.
4 maybe.
I end up buying the DVD.
You have the main ones.
Over at her studio. She's got like, you know, DVD player and stuff. We'll have to go ahead and watch it. But
It's nice.
she's talked
Having a
about
DVD player.
like how sad it is, and I was like, okay, I kind of have this expectation that I'm going to go into it and cry. But is that a bad thing to go into?
Yes,
I don't know.
I'd say go into it with an open mind.
Yeah.
Any new experience, any new content you're gonna take in with a grain of salt. Whatever someone says, grain of salt. Everyone's different. Just go in there with an open
Yeah.
mind. Feel what you feel. See what you see. Like what you like.
Yeah.
And if you don't like someone, you don't like a character. So what? Who cares? You just might have a different interaction with the story than that other person.
Yeah, I think that it just depends on
I'm an empath too, so.
like the person. Depends on how you take in media, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've gone in and be like, okay, this is going to make me cry. I'm so right. Like, I was like hoping for a good cry.
Yeah.
And then, like, yeah, it's sad, but
You ever cried because of badass moments? And like brings you
yeah.
to tears?
I think
Oh,
me
yeah.
and you
Marvel
have that
movies.
Oh, yeah.
thing where, like, because I see it in you when you talk about certain scenes. Like, you'll talk about the Irvin scene of him getting his arm, or like the My Hero scene of All Might, like this
yeah, oh,
scene,
yeah, of
whatever.
course.
Like when you explain scenes to me, I could like see how much you feel it, and like when I go back, I have scenes in like my watched later on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'll go back
me
and
too.
watch it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll just be like, God, it's so good, and I'm like
Yeah.
tearing up. I don't know why.
I've
but
gone
it
on
just
to
brings
tear
out
up because
emotion.
of the Damn You Traitor scene.
Yeah, like
Oh my
it's just
God,
so
yes.
powerful that
Like,
it just like brings out.
I
an
remember
emotion.
I would just fully invest myself into it and just like remove myself from the reality around me, and I would just watch it, have like AirPods on,
Yeah.
full blast, just take in every bit of it,
Yeah.
and it's just so powerful.
Yeah, things are always better when you have that good sound quality and you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, lately, my new habit for the past like 3 nights has been getting high and playing Bully with my Skull Crusher Evos and have them
Nice.
like loud, and I'll literally
That
be in the
soundtrack probably goes
I'll
hard,
literally-
huh?
Exactly, I'll be in the middle of a mission. And it'll like, you know, a prefect comes after me, or you know,
Yeah.
I'm getting caught, and then it kicks up, and I'm like, I'm not even focusing on the game. I'm literally sitting there in my chair, like, oh, this is such a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie.
job.
That shit happened to me when I was playing Elden Ring the other night, because it was like 1 in the morning. I had nothing to do the next day. Had my headset on. I'm fucking fighting this dragon, and the soundtrack just something happened, and it took a turn, and it just fucking got so intense. I was like, damn. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fighting this dragon.
Yeah.
Then it just the beat kept getting louder, and like the anticipation kept growing, and I just stopped caring.
Yeah.
I died. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
This beat is
No,
so
music
good.
really like takes, like when you have good music and good like it really takes over, especially because I feel like we are very, especially me and you, very, very like sound oriented, music oriented.
Yeah.
And can I add a song to queue of
Yo.
a song from a game that is going crazy viral right now because it goes so hard for no reason?
Go for it.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of what I've been seeing lately.
It's so good. Okay, it's added to queue. Feel free to play it. You have the power.
I'm so fascinated. Yes.
What
It
is?
has like the Pharrell Williams like 4 count.
Oh my god!
This is just an underwater game where you're playing
Speaking
a
of
crab.
Pharrell Williams, they're making a Pharrell Williams Lego movie.
You're just playing as a crab.
You're just playing as a crab, and then one of the bigger crabs comes and attacks you. You're fighting a boss right now.
Oh
You're
wow!
a hermit crab, to be specific.
Yeah.
Is basically like Dark Souls, but the crab, you get new armor by defeating enemies, and you take their armor and you put it on like a hermit crab. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what battle this is too.
So loud. But
I know exactly which battle this is too. It's so I haven't played the game, but I want to. It looks so good. I've been seeing this game on my TikTok for the last like year of it being in development, and now that it's out, I want to pick it up.
damn, this is wild.
I know, isn't this crazy?
Like, yeah.
There's
You're at the bottom
the
of the
reason
ocean.
why it's been going crazy is because there's so many reaction videos of these guys just like, you know, streaming the gameplay.
They're playing the game, and this song comes on, and
Yeah,
it's like,
and this comes on, and literally, I've seen people mid-game die because they're so focused on the song.
that's exactly
That's
what
me,
Zach was
bro.
gonna say.
They're like, oh.
Sometimes the music's
They're
just too damn good.
Literally, like, there's like people that will be playing, and they're like, "Who is in the studio with this? Like, why did you do this for this game?" And me and Luca have been listening to it like every time we see each other. We'll just randomly pop it on.
I heard that there's a
Yeah.
couple other bangers in the soundtrack too.
Yeah, I've heard that there's some other ones too.
But yeah, speaking of Pharrell Williams, making a Pharrell Williams Lego movie.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
That was
kind of
real. I thought
random.
that was AI.
Is it AI? I saw like a bunch of trailers come
But
out.
I will say,
Say, Zach, are you falling for the old
My-
AI trailer
I
trick?
could
no. It could be real because I saw it on Twitter and I went into the
Yep,
replies.
Piece by Piece 2024 documentary / animation.
Yeah, and it looked super real, but the back of my mind, I'm like, no, don't fall for it, Lexi. Don't fall for it. It's AI. Don't fall for
No,
it.
it's
It's legit.
Wow.
what I say. It's got a cast.
Crazy.
Pharrell Williams, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Morgan Neville, Gwen Stefani, Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake,
And
Timbaland,
Conor
and
McGregor.
Busta Rhymes.
And Conor McGregor with Margot
Busta
Robbie.
Oh God, Connor.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Connor the coward, backing out his fights.
Right on. Well,
I just thought that song was funny because it literally had the Pharrell Williams 4 count at the beginning. That every great.
Pharrell was in the
definitely did give that
studio.
Pharrell vibes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Luca were listening to it. And okay, what artist do you think would go good on that? Because I have one in mind.
With that specific beat and that
Yeah.
song. That song.
And I'm trying to remember who Luca said. Luca said someone different.
Damn. Okay. I'm trying to think.
I get like drill vibes from it.
Drill? Do I not know that artist?
No, like drill, like the UK rap style.
Oh,
People like the
I
old
get
grandpas,
you.
like that style rap.
I
but
get you.
I get like
Let's
drill
see
vibes
here.
from it, but I don't know what artist I could think of.
I'm trying to remember who Luca said. He said someone, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could see it.
Now I want to see.
Can't remember.
That's tricky. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I was thinking Tyler the Creator.
Oh,
I could
that's a good
totally
one.
see
Yeah,
that being
that's
a
a
Tyler
really good
song.
one.
Because it's like a goofy enough beat for him, but
Yeah.
it also goes hard.
That's a really good one.
I was thinking Tyler the Creator. I can't remember who Luca said.
who's very goofy like Tyler the Creator.
I can't remember who Luca said.
That's a really good one. Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, I immediately thought Tyler the Creator. I was like, I wanted to see Tyler the Creator on this. Like, I want an artist to sample that because it's so good, and just like pick up the bass.
Just even that like that song we thought he was saying like fuck at the beginning of the song. or
Yeah,
whatever. He was like,
but he's just
fuck,
saying
fuck,
like
fuck.
for and skate.
I could totally see Russ on it. I don't know.
I haven't listened to Russ in a long time.
It's just I don't know, the tempo, something about it. I could see Rush just doing his basic little storytelling rap over it.
I think me and Luca were messing around. We were like, can you imagine 21 Savage on this?
Please no.
Can you imagine Trippy Red on this beat?
that? Just like 21.
I know. Oh, I said 21 because 21's like one of Luca's favorite rappers. So
I mean, definitely like you brought up Pharrell. You know, I was thinking of course like Anderson .Paak and thinking of like Bruno Mars and stuff too. You know, like
you know what? That
that'd
could
be
be
something
good.
where like they would make it such like I feel like with really good beats, they really like they add a lot to it and stuff. And plus, even Bruno Mars, he has an incredible voice too. You know, like be able to harmonize and stuff. And
Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak are just.
And I feel like Bruno
talented.
Mars is like higher tone, balances well with kind of like a
Anderson
lot of
.Paak's like kind of more of like a raspier, deeper tone, but it's still silky, silk
I was
sonic.
trying to, Silk Sonic. I was trying to go a little bit more like on brand with what I listen to. And I'm like, what artists can I picture artists that I listen to?
Yeah, that's who I was
can
thinking
go
too.
ahead and just like start
Like
jumping
someone
into
who I would
like,
envision.
but that's
Ice
such
Spice.
a tricky one. That's such a tricky one because
That's
for
a
me, like
hard
I'm more of like an indie type, like chill vibes and stuff. I'm not gonna go and be like, oh yeah,
I could see Mac DeMarco on this
Like-
beat.
like
I was looking through my artists. I saw Mac, and I was like, oh hell no.
I mean, he did Enter
would have-
Sandman.
he would have
That's
a lot
true.
of
He's
fun
got
with it.
range.
That's true. I was actually thinking I would love to hear like a crazy hard metal solo over that, like a metal guitar solo just over that. I
Yeah.
think that would be pretty intense. Pretty intense.
That would, I mean, Mac would go. He would have a lot of fun with it, especially with his little like, you know how he closes off songs with like,
Yeah.
And so it'd be one of those things.
Yeah,
where,
he
like,
would have
just-
fun with it for sure.
just,
Because the beat's
and then it would just
enough.
end with him going.
Yeah, just a really high note.
It's all just
He
like
just takes
what
it
is the word
home.
like reverb or like all that echo type sound.
Yeah,
whatever
like the
that-
reverb. Yeah.
And like because anybody who just does it into a mic, it's gonna sound weird. You're
Yeah.
just like.
But with the right
when it has like
tools,
the echo and stuff,
the
and it has
right
the actual sound
reverb
to
with
it.
the right sound technician, it sounds beautiful.
Now imagine T-Pain on that.
That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
T-Pain would probably.
The auto-
Here's the thing, though.
Cook
My
that
fear is
shit
that
up.
if T-Pain's on it, you're gonna find that track over on like the next freaking Fast and Furious movie.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it works kind of because it would be like such like a weird kind of
Yeah.
like thing of like
Kind of like
imagine
sirens.
Imagine going
underwater
through.
sirens.
Yeah.
Their track goes underwater.
It's just
I
funny
could hear
because I
that.
would think of like a very fun experimental artist.
Okay, I'm gonna throw somebody, and this is a classic, but
That's fine. I could kind of hear
Junior
that song.
Senior.
Oh,
The
would
so
be.
the ones
You know
that did
what?
like the
That's
ones that did
good.
obviously like Shake Your Coconuts. That's kind of a little bit of a deep, but everybody knows it from Move Your Feet.
Move your feet. Yeah.
But that one, and then just they
yeah.
have such simple lyrics too.
yeah.
But it's just I don't know. I
They
feel like
literally
it
would sing about the hermit crab. The
Yeah,
hermit
there you
crab.
go.
They totally would.
Beautiful.
I don't know why I could hear that song in like the live action Speed Racer movie. Like while they're ripping it on one of the tracks. If they have like a water based track.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of sirens in like one of the.
yeah.
of
When they end up
parts of the
doing a
background.
Super Mario's, like they do like a Mario Racing now, like you know they
Yeah.
did Super Mario Bros. And they're gonna do like eventually like
Yeah,
all
they
these
have to
different
do
games. They've already done a bunch of
Dr.
games.
Mario.
We're supposed to get another Super Mario Bros. Or it's gonna be
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure we are.
because I know we got the Yoshi
we got
spoiler at the end.
But eventually they're gonna have like a freaking like high
Bro.
intense like Mario Racing type
It's
thing, you know,
gonna-
whatever.
No,
It's
it's
no
gonna
longer
turn into a Mario verse.
Universal.
Everyone wants to like Marvel, like make
course, yeah.
their franchises into like a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
The difference is Marvel built themselves up really well.
I know the plan. I know the plan. Nintendo's getting ready to make the Smash Bros. Movie.
I
They're
would
gonna build up the
Super
Nintendo
Smash
universe.
Bros?
Build up the Nintendo universe. Smash
then
Bros. movie.
Smash Bros. is at the top.
But it's gonna be the Brawl storyline.
okay.
That's you know what? That's fun. I never finished the storyline.
I would love a full length feature
That would
of
be
the
cool.
Brawl storyline.
But I
Because
want to
thinking
hear
about-
other voices. I'm tired of hearing the same
I was gonna
three
say,
white
though,
men in
I
all
was gonna
of
say
my
though,
movies.
to that point, if you're gonna go ahead and create a cinematic universe of Mario World, right? Eventually, or Nintendo eventually get to that Super Smash. Think about all of the potential like A-listers that can be in that movie.
Think about us.
They're all gonna have.
Think about us.
Think about us.
Think about
Like-
us.
I would
Who
love to
can
hear
you-
a few people reprise their roles too. Like even for the smaller characters, like I don't know, what are some characters
You want to
that
see
never
whoever
get
does
played?
Kirby actually continue to voice Kirby.
Yeah, like I wanted like Falcon to do his Falcon punch. You know,
Dude, I would love for like Captain Falcon. I'd love a Star Fox movie with the original
The original
VAs.
voice,
Yeah, that'd be great.
because that's what really sold Halo for me. Haha, I'm gonna bring it back to Halo. That's
It
what
all
really
comes
sold
full
Halo
circle.
for me.
Yeah, it was
because, yeah, because they had the original voice actress come back and do Cortana, and I was like, oh my god! I already love that voice actress because she did Zoe from Left 4 Dead, and I was obsessed with that. So
Can we get a Left 4 Dead movie?
I know that would be crazy. I don't want no more Back 4 Bloods. I want
no.
I want to see my original characters again and see
Like that'd be
where
cool
they
if we
went.
get a Left 4 Dead, and then all of a
I
sudden,
want to see if Ellis and
they could
Zoe
totally
had
do.
kids.
They could totally do a Left 4 Dead 2 with the other cast. It'd be a completely different movie with
Yeah.
the other cast of like with Coach and
like how they do
Coach
with the
Rochelle,
Scream movies.
Francis.
Nick.
Or any of
Wait,
the, any
Francis
of
is
the
OG,
Sasha
right?
movies.
Francis is an OG.
Francis is OG. So like the OGs is Bill, Francis, Zoe, and Lewis, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have Coach, Ellis,
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah.
and Rochelle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been a Left 4 Dead gamer,
Okay.
so. But I did just watch Last of Us on HBO Max.
Yeah. They're gonna be doing season 2. They're currently,
currently filming
season
it.
2.
And
dude.
I was just telling Dad this the other day. I am so excited for it.
What's up, baby?
But I'm also, hey girl, I'm
Hey,
so
girl, hey.
excited for it. So excited because I've been really wanting another really good show to watch. But I also don't want it to happen because I know what happens. I know it's supposed to be the second game, and I know what happens in the second game, and I just really don't want.
I heard they're gonna go ahead and switch things up a little bit.
I hope so.
really?
Yeah.
I hope they fix
Because
the
I
story
heard
a
that
little
the
bit.
Because
the second season isn't gonna go ahead and completely follow the video game adaptation.
Okay, because a lot of people were really nitpicky about the video game, and
Yes,
I
we
was
are.
too.
They
Yes,
might have
we
learned from
were.
their lesson.
And they're just gonna like rewrite it.
Think about like with season 1 and how they had a lot of incredible moments where it's like even like Lexi said, oh my god, that's literally like word for word how it is in the video
like
game.
scene for
The
scene, word for word.
So they were
And then
able
the
to
stuff
at least
that they cut out, you know,
Even the giraffe scene.
I know they
The
had.
giraffe scene.
I know they had to cut stuff out. I know.
But the thing
but
is,
the
they
stuff that they
appeased the fans,
expanded
right?
on.
They appeased the fans with that. So now it's their turn to kind of get a little bit more creative with it.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to go ahead and really kind of
Because now we know
for a
they
loop
can
a little
do
bit.
it.
Because I think that
I
a lot of people
agree
are for
100%.
anybody that's a big fan of anything and they know what the story's going to be, especially if it's any kind of adaptation to a book, adaptation to a video game, or whatever the case is. They're going to be like, okay. Especially when you see the season starts playing out, you're like, I know where we're going. But how good is it going to be when they go ahead and they kind of change course a little bit?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, this isn't a part of the game.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of like, you're really intrigued to see where they go with
because
it.
you went from going in with an idea of comparison
Yeah.
versus like now you're just fully immersed just in the show.
Yeah.
Because while I was watching season 1, of course I was thinking about the game the whole time. I'm thinking about, okay, this happens next, this happens next.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was thinking I'm so excited to see AJ and Dad's reaction to this part
Yeah.
or to this part.
Yeah.
Because I would look over and you and Dad would be like, you knew that was going to happen, huh? And I'm like, yeah, sorry. But they did a really good job. And I like that the stuff that they expanded on was stuff that was actually really interesting. Like about the whole, what was his name? Bill?
Frank and Bill? Oh
Yeah.
my god, the
Frank
moment
and Bill.
the moment I
'Cause
saw
all we
them, I
heard-
knew what was gonna happen. I really got sad, and then I love that was my favorite episode.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
though,
I
honestly,
loved that
was it-
they
my
really
favorite episode.
explained
was
that
it
more.
Bill, the actor who is Ron Swanson over in like Parks
Yes.
and Rec, right?
Yes.
I can't
Oh,
think
he
of
did
his
so
name
good.
right now, but he's usually more of like the kind of like comedy, but he's a very kind of serious, but still very funny.
Yeah,
To
it's
see
like that
him in
dry
that
comedy
role
that
and
fits
absolutely
him.
like just flourish in that role
dude,
and
he
just
did so
absolutely.
well.
Oh my god, they were
Yeah,
just
it was really good.
they were cooking like literally
Yeah.
like that story. I like.
That was my favorite episode.
It's so crazy.
I literally called because Tescott's
It
the
was
one
really
who
good.
told me to watch it because I played the games a long time ago and I was like, I didn't play the second one because I watched the playthrough and I had my gripes about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not
As
gonna,
like everyone did when it first came
I was like,
out.
I'm not gonna spend my money on this.
Because
I
the
know what
first one was
happens.
already amazing. Like there was now this high
There was
expectation.
no need for another.
So of
no
course we
need
were
for
all
another
nitpicky.
game. But yeah, so I watched it in that episode. I was like, bro, I forgot all about Bill and Frank, and now there's emotional baggage there, and
Yeah.
I'm depressed severely.
Yeah, because all you get in the game is obviously you meet Bill. He helps you with your car. And all you get in the game about Bill and Frank is, from what I remember, is you just get a letter. That's that when you're actually looking around. And some people in their
Kyron.
playthroughs, what's up, Kyron?
What's up, buddy?
And I'm sure some people in their playthroughs didn't even see that letter because
Yeah.
you need to actually like find it when you're like exploring in his area.
Yeah.
And it just it's a letter about them.
Expect them to probably expand a lot more over on different stuff.
I
And
loved
even
it.
then when they change the storyline, because you know what show does that? And actually, Dad's been watching it recently.
Oh,
is
Fallout?
Walking Dead.
Oh, Walking Dead.
So The Walking Dead, what they do is for anybody, because obviously
So many
Walking Dead,
adaptations right
Walking
now.
Dead is based off of I think a comic, right? And
Yeah.
so what they do is certain characters in the comics and their storyline, they end up giving that to different characters over in the series. So for example, like
Spice it up a bit.
they'll go ahead and they'll switch up a
So
character in the
instead of
comics.
cutting out storylines, they're just giving it to someone
So
else.
they'll go ahead and they'll kill off a character in the series, and people are like, "What the hell? They had such a big role over
In the comics.
whatever the comics," but they'll end up giving it to a different.
Someone
you
else
know,
will pick up their slack.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously Daryl is like a TV created character.
Yeah.
You know, so they'll go ahead and they'll give him, you know, kind of like, you know,
and a
big
fan
parts
favorite.
and stuff. You know, of course, you remember early
If
on.
Daryl dies, we fucking riot.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, if Daryl dies, we riot.
But it's cool when they go and do that. I now want to go ahead and kind of change course because we've been on. We didn't have our official start, but we've been going, guys. You know, Nate, keep all this in, please. But yeah, welcome, guys.
I forgot this was
This is Attack the Talk.
for a second.
But yeah, so we're talking about a lot of cool things. And for anybody that joined us and has been listening, hope that you guys enjoyed our little like open forum conversation. We're going to continue it, but of course, I want to go ahead and welcome us all to the podcast. We will continue on. We'll finish up season 3, episode 21, Attack Titan, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Zach to do his thing. I want to, of course, give Lexi her flowers again for an incredible voice acting job last week. Oh my gosh,
absolutely killed it.
And
I had
for anybody
I
that
had a
has
very
not
high
seen
expectation
it,
for myself.
the episode is available today. Go ahead and go back and watch it. Listen to Lexi's words. Listen
Just
to her
watch
as
the Ymir letter.
as she reads this letter as Ymir, and you're gonna get lost in it.
And the
did such a
music,
great job.
like we were talking about
Dude,
before, the music really tied in and really made it.
You
right
did
in
such
the
a great job.
I feel like Homelander. It was perfect.
And I'm excited for Zach because Zach has a very
I'm excited.
big line.
I'm excited.
And this is a line that we have been waiting for because of the introduction to this character, Mr. Aaron Kruger. And for anybody, of course, who notices on Twitch, the name of this VOD is
I love the conspiracies that
Save
come
Armin
from my
and
line.
Mikasa. And well,
Guess what? I'm another character that dies.
yeah,
And it's okay.
But we're excited for Zach to do that. But of course, I want to welcome Saul. I believe we also have a Q&A to go ahead and talk about, right, Lex?
Yes, we do.
So we have a Q&A to go and talk about. Well, of course, I want to go ahead and give a spoiler warning, of course, to anybody who's not caught up. But
If you're not,
that
don't be
goes
caught up, bro. It's been
without
out.
being said. And now I want to turn my attention to you, Kyron. And we have Jacob joining us. Yo, what's up, Jacob?
Oh, hey, Jacob.
I'm so glad you guys are here, and I hope that you guys are all doing well. And Kyron, he says, My Hero Academia, so good. And I'm so glad that you're enjoying it because, you know, I feel like we did a really good job of like selling it to you.
Damn right we did.
And
It's not hard to sell something that has good quality.
Exactly. And Jacob has been another friend of ours that started watching My Hero Academia again and really, came to enjoy it. And now Jacob is watching, Evangelion. Wow.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice. Watch the movie at the end. I swear to God, Jacob, you have to watch the movie at the end.
Can you get
Please.
Kyron's message? I think
it
Kyron
ties
actually,
it all
sent
on a
us a
little
message.
bow
That's
for
actually
you.
what I was going to look at.
On a little bow.
We want to actually now get to
Yep.
Kyron's message that he sent us over on the Instagram. And again, if you guys want to go ahead and kind of chat with us over on Instagram, you guys can, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk
Send a
about
message.
it over on the podcast, of course, whenever we stream live.
Hold up
But yeah,
now.
that's super cool that you guys are just doing your thing and watching all these very cool anime. And without further ado, Lexi, what did Kyron have to tell us over on IG?
Kyron said, okay, Kachan is growing on me, lol. And I just got introduced to Stain.
Oh,
Where are you at now, my friend? Where are you at
Interesting.
now?
So he's probably in season 3.
very cool.
Late season 2, in season
And I'm
3.
glad that
Hero
Kachan's
Killer
growing on
Stain.
you. But just give him
Beautiful.
some more time.
One of the goats,
you know?
bro. One
So
of the goats.
Kyron's waiting for the My Hero Academia podcast.
Give it a couple more years.
God,
No
bro.
spoilers.
We will
No
be-
My Hero Academia spoilers. This is not the My Hero Academia podcast.
When we start the My Hero Academia podcast, all the spoilers are going to be right in this podcast, baby.
yeah, so because everybody is pretty familiar with Attack on Titan, so of course we want to go ahead and give spoiler warnings. Of course, anybody who's not. But as far as My Hero Academia, I myself am
We
not
are
caught
not
up.
going to give spoilers. And
yeah.
Kyron is still in the middle of watching.
Kyron is in the middle of watching it,
No
and
spoilers.
very cool. I know Jacob. Really, I think Jacob is caught up, right, with
Yeah, I'm
My
pretty
Hero.
sure he is.
Yeah, I should be.
Interesting. Okay, Kyron said, I noticed something. During the Nomu versus All Might fight, they repeated a line and animation for the Endeavor fight. And I figured that was because Endeavor wants to be better than All Might.
You're so
Middle of
perceptive.
Season 3. I
You're
love that
so
Kyron.
perceptive. I
so-
love you, bro.
I love that
Yes.
Kyron will go into an anime.
Well, he
and,
listens to Attack to Talk. He
He knows how to overanalyze that
to
shit.
analyze every
That's
single
literally
thing.
what we do too.
I'm so glad you noticed that. Not many people do. It's such a
Very
key,
good, Kyron. Very good. We're
such
proud.
a key moment.
Yep.
You make me proud,
Beautiful.
Kyron.
That's my son. That's my fucking son. And you know what? You know what that fight is, JJ? That fight comes right after my tattoo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right after my tattoo. I just want to make this world one where heroes have time to kill, man.
Jacob agrees. He does, bro. Exactly. Yep. And Endeavor's another character where, I mean, much like Kachan early on, he's like, damn, this dude's annoying as hell.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Then you come to realize,
Grows on you. He grows on
shit,
you.
these characters have actually gone through some trauma. These characters actually have a pretty tragic story.
These
and then
characters are like actually written out.
and then again, just shout out to the writers and everybody involved.
Speaking of the
and
writers,
also creative.
Shout out to the writers. We are now in our first chapter post final conflict. Final conflict ended last week for the manga.
See. Wow.
Interesting.
So the end of My Hero is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Unless we're going to get My Hero Academia 2 Next Generations.
Well, you know, we're probably going to get a live action. It's already been kind of talked about and greenlit, but we haven't got any more.
We got to get our AJ for Shiggy. AJ for Shiggy.
Kyron says, I really like that announcer, dude. He's funny. Yeah, Prez Mike.
Yeah, I love me a good Prez Mike, bro.
Zach does a really good Prez Mike. Whenever we go ahead and we'll do our practice just for working on our voices, for voice acting, we go through the manga of the first, it's like the first issues, right, of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, it's mainly like, what's the first little tournament arc they have?
Oh, yeah.
When they're having the little...
I'm trying to think of where it ends of the manga, but anyway, so Zach does a great job of all of those very loud characters and...
trying my best. I got some pretty strong vocals.
If so, everybody has a niche. Everybody has their own specific kind of like, you know...
Loud and raspy, baby.
Their casting type. And Zach for sure is like the very loud,
I got the
raspy, very big energy type stuff.
Yeah.
And then so on that note, I want to ask you,
A lot
Zach.
of fired up personalities.
Speaking of,
How am I feeling?
how the hell are you feeling?
Lexi, you can cover yours now. I'm feeling pretty good today. Why might even say that I'm feeling quite fired up!
Oh, that was beautiful. That was good. That was really
good.
good. Oh man,
Thank you.
That one really just. Oh, I love it. I love it. That was good.
my
Jacob
best.
actually says that there's a new class 1A and they can continue the story from the new IDs. I hope so.
I don't want that. Me personally. I mean, I'm down. I'm always down for more content, but as long as it's like a completely separate story from, like, I don't want to hear about All For One. I don't want to hear about any Tomura Shigaraki. The only villain that I would kind of want to hear about would be Overhaul, just because I want to see what happens, because he's still alive canonically.
Yeah.
He's just got no hands. Poor boy.
Yeah.
Poor boy. But
Needs a little bit of the airy magic.
and who's to say that he can't just grow more? Because the
I know, he was
world
able
of
to
My Hero
create-
is so convoluted and crazy.
Because people learn how to, use things with their.
It's
people
kinda
learn
like-
how to use his feet.
You know what I think about? I think about with Marvel and they're like, anybody that dies, are they really dead? You know? It's
That's
just
how
like,
I feel about everything. I
they
feel
really
about
dead?
that with I mean, not real life, obviously, but I feel like that with like every.
I was like, where is she gonna go with
No,
this?
are you really dead?
So are you a necromancer then?
No.
Like
But I
Sung
like I
Jin Woo
feel
over
like
here.
just from that being such a common thing in good media, being like, well, we didn't see them die. So now whenever I watch a show and I don't physically see a body get like buried and stuff,
Yeah.
I don't believe they're dead. And then I expect them to come back. Like I've been watching, like I've been waiting for the final season of You, and I keep waiting. I'm like, we didn't see Love's body. Can she come back?
that's crazy. I mean, that's true. That's some shit that Netflix
We
would
didn't see her
do.
body. I think also I'm just a love apologist.
Netflix would also put her on the casting list just for her to be in like flashbacks only.
Yeah, and she's like only in flashbacks, and you like see like
Get
when
to the
you're
end of the
watching it,
season and you're like, oh,
my god, she's in this episode. She comes back, and it's just like a random dream.
It's just a flashback. I know, just a dream.
Great.
Oh my god.
Thanks. Well,
what
at
was I
least I
gonna
got to
say?
see her face again, but wow. But now I have trust issues with if I don't see a body, I'm like, they're not dead. They're alive somewhere, and there's going to be a spin-off of their story.
I have a question for you too about My Hero.
Yeah.
Because I know the answer now.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys remember
gay.
which one?
That's my answer.
Do you guys remember that UA might have a traitor?
Yes.
Who do you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
think that traitor is? I'm not gonna tell you or give you any signs. I just want to know who you guys think the traitor is. Jacob, don't you dare put it in chat. Don't put it in chat.
Yeah, yeah. Don't no spoilers and stuff,
spoilers,
of course. I like that. Bat says like Mace Windu isn't dead. You didn't see the exactly. I'm literally still
Hi,
waiting.
Bat.
There's so many different like Star
Mace
Wars
Windu
stuff
will
now.
still come back,
I'm still waiting for Mace Windu to go ahead and show
even
up.
though we're now generations in
Yeah,
the
no.
future.
Thank you, Kyron. No
spoilers.
spoilers.
Yes,
Kyron
no
doesn't want any.
spoilers.
I don't want any.
But
So-
Kyron's heard about the UA traitor.
Yes. Who do you guys think is the traitor?
oh man,
I've always thought it was
the
the
first
Invisible
person that
Girl.
comes to your mind. Exactly,
Okay.
the Invisible Girl.
Okay.
That's the first
Like
person
how-
that comes to your mind, right? Because
I think it's like
she
Hottie
has
or
no
something. but I
relevancy
forget.
at all
It's
to
like
the
how do-
story, and they got to think like, in order to make her relevant, they got to go ahead and give her. No, Jacob, don't.
No spoilers.
Bad Jacob.
Don't.
Hey,
No,
guess
Bad
what?
Jacob.
Guess what's crazy?
Get
is
the hand off the keyboard.
I may not know much, but I know how to ban you from chat. So
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy, huh?
Don't
Out of
make me
all
bring the hammer down,
of
bro.
all the people to ban Jacob, it would be Zach. Whoa.
sometimes Papa
No,
gotta
it
put the
would
foot
have to
down,
be
bro.
Zach. It would have
Papa
to be.
It would
gotta
have
put the
to be
foot
Zach.
down. I can't let you spoil, bro. So is that your guys' guess, the Invisible Girl?
Harry says, I'm there now. My guy was saying there's a traitor. I think it's the blood control hero.
Are you thinking it's Stain? Blood control hero.
Private Aizawa.
Yeah, Aizawa, that's, man.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let y'all.
Yeah,
When you're,
right now
when
we're
you're
all
saying
just
blood
speculating.
control Here, I'm just thinking about Avatar.
Avatar.
I'm blood bending.
I've been thinking about JJK low key.
Okay, what would
You'll
be the
see, you'll
most
see.
shocking one? Would be probably like Ida.
I think most shocking would be like Kirishima or something.
No, I can see Kirishima being. Jacob, he's a villain, bruh.
No, he's not. He's not a villain. Don't worry about it. Jacob's just throwing curveballs. Oh yeah,
Oh, he's
Stain.
talking
There
about
you go.
Stain.
Stain ain't no hero. Yeah, Stain's an anti-hero.
Yeah, I think it's the Invisible Girl because
That would be my guess.
she's not
Invisible
very
Girl.
relevant and like you
the
said,
guy
that's the way to
Aizawa
make
left
her
in the building
relevant.
with the class during the cabin trip. Are you talking? Oh, you're talking about the other teacher. What's his name? White hair, big dude.
Big dude with white hair.
He's the teacher for the other class 1B.
I'd have to see him.
Oh crap!
Speaking
it's been
of
a while.
people from other class, one that would be kind of crazy, and it makes sense because he does technically have a villain quirk,
Shinso.
would be Shinso, yeah.
I love Shinso.
My guy.
Yeah, his
Shinso.
quirk looks like it could very much be used for evil. But I do love.
Sekijiro Khan, that's his name.
Can I see a photo?
Yes, Vlad King.
Oh yes, the one with the mask. Yeah.
So that's
okay.
who
The one with the
Kyron
yellow
is thinking it is.
Does the traitor get revealed? Yes or no?
Yeah, he does. The traitor ends up being a part of the story, like
Interesting.
in terms of the
You
final
see how
conflict.
Zach said he does.
He does.
Take that as you will.
We
It
said
could
no
be a he,
spoilers.
could be a she.
I don't know their pronouns. It could be anyone.
Honestly, with My Academia, you never know their pronouns. So take it as you
We
want.
don't know.
I want to see Zach's face again.
But he.
When me and Lexi look at each other and all of a
Yeah, we
sudden
want the way he gets revealed.
Zach just like, nope.
Believe what you want to believe.
Interesting.
Now I'm gonna start throwing
It
in
would-
cheese.
Okay, you know what? It would.
They,
It would
them,
make.
Zers.
Me too, Kyron. Me too.
It would make too much sense. To
Now
be,
go watch it. It's all out. Just watch it.
I know.
Well, I remember
know.
I originally thought that it was Aoyama, the guy who shoots laser out of his belly button.
Oh, little prissy bro.
I originally thought it was
He's not
him,
cool
but
enough to go and
he
be a
was just
traitor.
like a creepy cheese boy
Yeah.
who had a crush or something.
Oh yeah, the cheese and deck. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so
If it's
weird.
him, if it's freaking Great Boy or anybody lame, I'm
I
gonna be
know.
so
I know. If it's like
Mineta.
Mineta,
I'm
Mineta
gonna
as
be
the
so
traitor.
disappointed. Anyways, I feel like we're really getting close to that line here.
spiraling.
Awesome. Spiraling. I'm almost there. Do you hear me cackling? Fuck. She's such an insane traitor, bro.
Very, very interesting. But yeah, I love it.
I have a couple guys
go
in
ahead
mind,
and
You don't
but
even see
I'm
her
gonna keep
coming,
it to
bro.
myself.
We'll do that My Hero Academia podcast within the next
Later.
maybe 5 to 8 years.
Yeah,
We'll get
around
there, bro.
You know, we just got to finish
We'll
up
have
my.
to. We'll have to be doing it.
Attack on Titan
Jacob,
first.
stop spoiling it,
We may
bro.
not all be in the same room, but maybe it'll happen.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
figure it out.
We'll use Discord.
Well, by then also technology will be pretty.
It'll all be done through
advanced,
AI.
too, and then so it'll be like Bat brought up Star Wars. You know, they have those little council meetings, and they have like the holograms versions of themselves
In
out there.
5 to 8 years, we'll have holograms.
So we'll go ahead and well, the thing is, they already have holograms.
They do.
Like, who's to say they don't become commercialized? And next thing you know, we're like, all right, hey, you want to be able to
it's only
project your
$2,000.
own? Yeah, just go ahead and cough.
Or
up,
you know what? What if it's like
solid 5Gs?
a part you could just plug into a projector?
There you go.
We got projectors.
Yep.
Just plug it in and boom,
There you
there you are.
Kyron, can you just stop thinking?
It's Bakugo because they were kidnapping him for some reason out of the blue
Just stop-
too.
I don't know about that one. Very, very interesting for sure.
Just stop thinking, bro. You're not gonna guess who it is. She's too slick, bro. She's way too
I have a
slick.
couple in mind, but I'm going to keep it to myself because I don't want to know.
That's fine. From now on, your first guesses, from my perspective, were the Invisible Girl. So for you guys, Invisible Girl. For Kyron, it's Vlad. Good luck. Find out who it is.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
They may have no gender.
It's Principal Nezu. He's too cute.
It's really hard to go ahead.
He's small.
Yeah, it's hard to go ahead and trust that little guy.
Oh, he's talking about
he's talking about
Evangelion.
You can spoil Evangelion. That's just been out for like
Yeah, that's
damn
been
near
out for a
2
minute.
decades. Go for it, bro.
Do you want to move on to the Q&A?
I want to ask you guys how you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that, huh?
No, I
we were
didn't
just
talk about it.
talking for 40 minutes.
I told you guys I'm fired up.
Like I said, I hope that you guys are doing well. Anybody that's joining us here live, and anybody listening at a later time, I hope that you guys are really enjoying your week and had a great weekend. And I want to start with Zach this time. Zach said he's fired up, and I want to ask you, why are you fired up? Did you do anything good?
What has fired you up, sir?
I know you're excited for something that you're going to be going to somewhere soon.
I got food poisoning.
Oh, nice. That'll get you fired up.
That
for a
fires
whole,
up somewhere else.
for a whole day. Yeah.
Somewhere else on your
did
body's
fire up
fired.
somewhere
Going to a
up.
wedding tomorrow. Very cool.
Ooh.
And
Jonathan? Whenever I hear the name
Congratulations, Jonathan.
Whenever I hear the name Jonathan, I think about that Paul Rudd trying to name what's the name of Thor's hammer? Jonathan? Mjolnir. Jonathan.
Remind me, and I could be wrong here, Jacob, but aren't you newly single? So, hey, go into that wedding, have some
cash
fun.
now. KF bro.
Yeah, it's okay, flower. But yeah, go in there, just have a good time, man. Weddings are fun.
Yeah.
Open bar, control yourself, bro.
Open bar can be really tricky.
Careful.
For sure. But yeah, so
I
food
got
poisoning.
food poisoning
From,
McDonald's.
oh.
Oh,
well,
God. Yeah.
You know, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's how it is.
I'm shitting it.
Yeah.
That's how it is sometimes.
But,
Tootin'.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling great, fired up because I'm no longer poisoned by my food.
That's good.
Good.
And I leave on a plane tomorrow. Yay!
Yep. Because he's going to be going over to Hawaii.
I get back Tuesday at 7 p.m., by the way, so.
So we will not be seeing him in next week's episode.
We will not. No.
I apologize, friend. I'll bring gifts when I come back. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll get a seashell from Hawaii.
Very cool.
I brought you back a cup of sand.
So food poisoning,
It's an
Hawaii
avocado.
tomorrow. Anything else? Do anything fun this past weekend besides being sick?
Just being sick and working, bro.
Working. Beautiful.
Yep.
Love it. All right, Lex, you fired
Bob's
up?
Burgers. That's it.
Yeah. Not as much as Zach, but
Her
sure.
flame is on low. It's okay.
Yeah.
My flame's on
It's-
high.
Flame.
Mine's on keep warm.
Very cool.
Mine's just on keep warm.
Okay.
on
Do anything
survival
fun this
mode.
weekend?
Yes. Well, I had work, but thankfully I have morning shifts. Whoa. There's a whole like side story subplot
Interesting.
going on right now.
Even more reason to have some fun over at the wedding.
My ex trying to stalk me, bro. She keeps asking my friend Stacy if I'm okay. Like every day, she asks her about me.
Cares about you, bro.
Well, it seems like she just cares about your well-being.
I have her blocked on everything, so that's
no.
fun, I guess.
So,
Oh.
I mean, yeah. So,
Hot boy summer.
All right. Anyways, have fun at that wedding.
yeah, good luck with that situation.
Hot boy summer,
thanks
baby.
for
Hot
being
boy
here.
So
summer.
So what I do? Oh yeah,
did
thankfully
you do?
I have morning shifts, and they're only like 5-hour shifts, but it's a very physically demanding job. But
Uh-huh.
as a flexologist,
Early
But
morning
anyways,
workout.
I got off at like 2. So
I'm willing to bet that you sleep most of the day.
not this weekend, no, because obviously mom and dad are off. So
Or you guys, you went somewhere.
yes, we did.
You actually,
So,
I was the one that was asleep, and you went and you.
Yeah, I know you
FaceTimed.
were asleep.
But I'll explain why I was asleep. Though.
Yeah, you'll explain
There's
why.
a story behind that I need to tell Zach.
Yeah,
I love stories.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
I'm talking about me here.
Back to me. I got home on. I can't remember what I did on Saturday. I think Saturday we just ate some dinner and
You know.
yeah, that was about it. After work, yeah, and then Sunday got off work, came home, took the dogs on a walk. Make sure they had their little sneakers on because we were walking in the sun. I walked Blue, Dad walked Toby, and because I was in the lead, Toby was trying with all 3 of his legs, every single mite that he has in his body to catch up to Blue, and it wasn't working, obviously, because Dad was holding him back, and I was in front, so there's no way he was ever going to catch up. We got home, and they both just like flopped on the tiles, right? Trying to feel the cold tiles. We gave them a bowl of ice water, took off their shoes, took off their harnesses so they cool off. Mom and Dad go to the store real quick. While I'm just like in my room getting ready, because we're about to go to this hilltop park. That's beautiful. I'll get more on that in a second. I'm getting dressed, and I hear something that sounds like wet, like just like something that sounds like bodily wet something.
You
from a dog, and that sound, immediately is like, what's happening?
Red alert.
I look down, and in my doorway, Toby threw up.
Oh,
he threw up and he looked at me like, I threw up, and it was completely clear. It was literally just because
he was got there.
It's just because he overexerted himself.
It was just a bunch of bile.
Because it was pretty much just like clear bile, and I cleaned it up and everything. And I was like, it's okay, Toby, it's okay. You feel better now?
Did he try to clean up after himself?
No, Blue did. Blue went over to sniff it. Blue went over to sniff it, and I was like, no, go away.
Wow.
But yeah, poor little Toby. He just overexerted himself, so that's why I walked them separately.
You got some mad FOMO, bro.
Because he just was trying so hard to get in the lead, and it was hot, and
he's a little competitor.
Yeah, he's just super competitive, exactly. And he was using because you have Dad holding him back.
Yeah.
And he's using all of his might, and his sneakers got that extra grip.
Say, come on, let's go.
So, anyways. That happened.
Was he making that noise where he's like?
Yeah, he was. But I mean, thankfully they have a harness, so they're not like, like how Max was or how, But his mouth was big old wide open, big old tongue flailing out. Same thing with Blue. Blue's whole chin was sopping wet for a good 10 minutes after because he just kept drinking water.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to drink water. He just dips his whole chin in it.
Yeah.
Like that video of the cow that sticks its whole face into the bucket of milk?
Yeah, and the milk, and then squirts it out of his nose. He squirts it out of his nostrils, and they just go 2 different ways. Anyways, so then, made sure they were good. Turn the AC on a little higher for them. And so anyways, we go, and we're going to this hilltop park, and it was so pretty over there. Oh my gosh, the parking kind of sucked, but it was fine. A little uphill walk. So a little bit. So Sunday was definitely my my mobility cardio day. But
it's always nice when you go ahead and you take a little bit of a hike, a walk, and you realize, damn, it was so worth it.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
It was absolutely incredible.
The walk wasn't even far. It was just a really steep hill, a really steep street to get up there because it's high up. And we went, and there's a good amount of people there, and there's a DJ there. Actually DJing, spinning real vinyl records.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
And I was telling we went over to, I tipped him and stuff, and there were people, watching, and it's a big park, and there's a good amount of people there. And everyone's kind of just all in their own little zones. I brought a blanket, so we laid down and everything. We were laying down right next to this group of friends that had a puppy, and one of the guys had a full-on mohawk, a full-on spike hawk. And that was really cool.
So dope.
But it's cool. You look around and you see people on dates, people with art, people literally bringing their own food. Everyone's just in their own little world, and it's just so fun and so respectful. And the music that they're playing is actual good oldies music. It's Brenton Wood and Al Green and some of the really good oldies, the freestyle oldies that Mom and Dad really like.
Yep.
And
freestyle.
And I was telling Mom and Dad, I was like, DJing on your laptop is easier. It's more compact, but nothing beats the sound of a vinyl.
Oh yeah, of
nothing
course.
beats that authentic, real,
shout out
depth
to that
sound.
guy. Yeah, we're talking about having to go ahead and just make that trip up the hill, whatever. Imagine if this guy has to go ahead and travel up this hill with.
He's got to bring his turntable up, and all the me and Mom were watching him switch from, how they have the different sides, the small ones those, and then the big ones they have. I saw him switching between them and mixing them together and DJing, and they also had this I'm gonna call it a Mexican ice cream truck because they had ice cream, but they also had a lot of like elote flavored stuff. Like it was like the chips, the hot chips that like you slice the side and you cover it in the cheese and the chili powder and all that.
Yeah.
They had every variation of that. So Dad ended up ordering it's called pepinos, which is basically just a cup of sliced cucumbers with all the chili in it, the peanuts at the bottom smothered in all the chili, and the straw that's coated in chili.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
everything. And I think I just got a bag of chips and Mom just got nachos. But it was such a pretty view, and it was actually a pretty clear day. Not like today. Today was pretty gloomy, but it was a really clear day. Like you could see the ocean, you could see the Queen Mary from where we're at. Like you could see, then you look over this way, you could see all of LA, considering it is a lot foggier than the rest of it because of all the pollution in LA. And it's funny because we were watching, we were like, AJ's in there somewhere. AJ's in there. That's why Mom wanted to FaceTime you. She wanted to tell you, like, you should take zebra cakes here. This is so pretty. And I called you up and you were
I was waking up.
You were
Mom
just
called me
waking up.
twice, 'cause I noticed after the fact, because I woke up to your call, but I didn't realize that Mom had called me 2 times prior to your call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was waking up from a nap because it was
This brings me to that question. How are you? How was your weekend?
Great segue.
so yeah, segue into that. So
What's your fantastic story?
so Friday, as I mentioned, was a fun little mall date with zebra cakes. Saturday, zebra cakes, and I went to Barnes and Noble. It was really, it was just a nice, Friday and Saturday, but then Saturday night, interesting. We're out over in Hollywood. And so Hollywood could be a little sketchy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's late at night. Next thing you know, you start hearing, like, pow, pow. Like, okay, fireworks maybe? I don't know.
Fireworks, please.
It's Saturday night. Who won their game?
I know.
At this point, it's like probably well after midnight, probably close to 1.
No one won a game.
And then next thing you know, you start hearing more consecutively. Next thing you know, just pow, pow, pow. And I'm like, okay, at this point, like, we're up now.
Yeah.
We're alert. We're trying to see, like, wait, like,
Nico's probably like scared.
Nico went ahead, so you could hear him growling.
Nico is the dog.
Yeah.
Not just like some guy.
And then,
Random dude in the apartment.
Yeah,
starts growling.
he's growling.
And then the thing, though, is that, like, the next group, you start hearing, like, 3 more, like, pow, pow, pow. Sound a little bit closer. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. And then these ones, you can almost hear, like, a pow, pow.
Like a little echo trail.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can almost hear like,
And then at this point
The
now,
wind.
we're like, all right, let's go ahead, let's get our stuff together just in case, we're now out of bed. We're kind of now just like huddled over in the kitchen a little bit and stuff, Mm-hmm. We can now hear people. Zebra Cakes California Dreaming, yep. You know the dream. So then
You're,
we start hearing people now getting out of their units, right?
ooh,
Because we're over in this building. And then
people want to check things out.
so the
is-
building manager actually went ahead and responded because Zebra Cakes reached out to the building manager. So the building manager went ahead and reached out saying, essentially sent like a screenshot of like pretty much like a Hollywood neighborhood community board. And somebody had already messaged saying that, hey, hearing gunshots, does anybody know why? So there is no idea as to what's going on.
No one knows what happened.
Nobody knows what's happening.
It's just that everyone hears it.
And then now at this point, we're hearing sirens, right? We hear the chopper and stuff, and everything. And so at this point now, people coming out of their units, people start kind of going outside. There was 2 guys that went up going outside. I'm like, okay.
Why would you do that?
At this point, I'm thinking like, all right, look, if we need to, we're gonna go ahead and get into either her car is the nearest one. We'll get into her car, and then Zebra Cake said that the building manager was low key upset that she woke her. Like, sorry, I wanted to spare you all.
No, for real.
Literally.
It's probably, she's like, it's LA.
So just to kind of give some more context, so pretty much like the unit that me and Zebra Cakes were currently at that night was pretty much the closest to the outside, closest to the the window is literally outside, like there's a gate, but we are the closest unit.
yeah.
right?
To the outside world.
of the property.
So it's like one of those things where like, okay, we're definitely trying to be like red alert, what's going on here, being mindful of the situation. And I told her like, look, if shit hits the fan, you know, our best bet is to honestly just try to stay in the building, because we know that there's a group of people here, you know, we'll be able to go ahead and somebody's going to call, you know, 911 and stuff. You know, if we go ahead and we try to just run to our cars, who's to say, you know, we're just going to be putting ourselves in danger. And, you know, that's even if Nico decides to be
able to be cooperative.
Because I think that, you know, with Nico in certain situations, and especially going outside, then, you know, you want to go ahead and kind of sandbag. You know, and Nico's a big golden retriever, 80-pound golden retriever, you know, so.
Not a light puppy.
But thankfully, nothing too crazy happened, but it was just a difficult night for us because we were constantly trying to sleep with one eye open, and it got to the point where I remember it was like 4 a.m. and we were both still awake.
Yeah, because then you can't fully relax to fall asleep.
Yeah, and then we did hear it one more time. You know, it was off in the distance again. It seemed like a little bit further out, but I was like, what the hell's going on? I remember we were both looking at, you know, just kind of like live eyewitness news and stuff like that to see if they're covering anything.
Trying to see if anything.
Hollywood news, whatever and stuff, and then nothing. And Josh, we are live. Yes.
Hey, Josh.
Welcome, Josh.
We are living.
Hopefully you're doing well. And yeah, Zebra Cakes and I, we're here in a nice little pop.
Double water gun.
Pop. And yeah, it was just a kind of a stressful situation. You know, we definitely had a little bit of fear because we're like, okay, there's that thought process of like, what do we do if, if somehow whoever the culprit is, whoever the person is, whoever's shooting is relatively close and gets closer? Because like I said,
what if this is a maniac just going on a spree?
Because literally, I want to say a couple weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, there was some guy just blindly pointing, well, not blindly, but he was purposely just pointing a gun out over onto like traffic going by, and he was on the sidewalk and he was just blindly shooting. And then I remember Dad showed me the clip, and
that's so scary.
I remember Dad was like, why doesn't somebody go, if somebody sees this guy literally just pointing a gun shooting out over in traffic, why doesn't somebody go out there and just fucking hit this guy?
I know.
That would be, if I saw someone pointing a gun at me and I'm in his line of sight, I'm going in his direction. Fuck my car. Fuck the curb.
He goes out there, he's pointing. He's pointing. He's shooting over at cars. He's just zooming by, right? And then he goes. He empties his clip, grabs another one out of his pocket.
Oh my god!
Boom! You know, continues unloading, and I think he actually killed someone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's literally just open fire shooting at innocent.
Whoever my passenger is, you better swing that passenger door open as we drive by, baby. We're smacking that motherfucker.
So that's why I wondered too, like, dunk. Why not just go out there and freaking end this and take the dude out, you know? Try not to kill the guy, but like at least go out there and
put him up against the light post.
Fuck that. Splatter his fucking brains all over concrete.
You're gonna come out, you're gonna point a gun at me?
I said he killed the father too. Yeah, that is so devastating.
See, and that's why we fucking put him into a light post.
Yeah, but the thing though is that like, so my concern is not to get down this slippery slope, but like sometimes the judicial system, next thing you know, Zach's gonna be, you know, arrested for manslaughter because, you know, he took matters into his own hands, and with that. But sometimes it's like,
that's what I was.
They go ahead and they say,
yeah,
granted, maybe you want to take matters into your own hands, you still can't do that, and you have to
take advantage of
the
system.
Like
that's why I run,
the
baby.
law to go ahead and do its thing
and run.
But yeah, so what I'm sorry, Josh said, when I lived in San Bernardino, I heard so much gunfire. It was so distinct, and you can tell immediately. Yeah. So that's one thing for us. Like me and Zebra Cakes, we were like, is that fireworks? So no, I mean, it was late enough for it to be either fireworks or you know, just gunshots. But I mean, the fact that it was
fireworks have more of an echo, I think.
Yeah,
the fact that it was like, you know, spread out at first, and then the next batch was like consecutive, like boom, boom, boom. It was like very concerning, and yeah. So, but I mean. But yeah, so that was our very long Saturday night.
Yeah, that's why you were napping when
Sunday,
I called.
And then so Sunday was a very lazy day for me, Zebra Cakes, and then
Sunday was rest day.
Yeah, and then so yeah, Lexi and Mom FaceTimed me. I woke up to yours, and then you saw I was literally just like freaking hair is all.
I know. I was like, "Are you busy?"
Like, just waking up, or now? Oh, you just woke up. Okay, now that makes sense. Zebra all night long. Yeah, literally, it was just like a. I don't even think we really got much rest that night. It's almost like we were taking shifts. All right, who's gonna stay up this time? You know, whatever. And
scary.
But yeah, obviously we were concerned too for like, you know, just Nico and whatnot and stuff, and but yeah, I mean, like I said, Hollywood is an interesting place, and it seems like if you look over in the news, there's always something happening. Like I was looking at like searching online to say, or just to see any shootings. Come to find out, of course, there was like 3 different shootings that night.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, okay, cool.
There was like
all 3 separate cases.
Yeah, there was like one over at like a music studio. Another one was over at like an actual like a family gathering type thing party. And another one was a complete separate case, and I think it involved like a car theft or something. You know, and it's like there's always something happening. You know,
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. But other than that, like I said, try to go out there and get some rest. Zebrick says, at least my commute is only 20 minutes. Yeah.
Only 20 minutes?
We were going to go ahead and come to the house. Mm-hmm. But again, you know, it's like, what do we be putting ourselves in danger, you know?
I know.
We go out there.
Depending on where you're parked, you know?
But
yeah, dang.
So that was the weekend.
That makes sense why you were asleep when I called.
Yeah, that was the weekend.
Well, I'm glad you both are safe. I'm glad no one came up to your guys' place of residence.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. So, but you know, like I said, shit happens. Just have to just try to be prepared the best you can over in situations and stuff. You know, it doesn't help either that we go and we watch some pretty like sketchy shit. Like, those
Yeah.
You guys put yourself in the scared
You're like
movie.
hyper aware.
We watch those like 2020 like eyewitness type like, you know, episodes of like, you know,
Like true
women
crime
going
stuff.
missing, and then they end up getting, you know, found and they're just bodies or whatever and stuff, you know, or just like serial killer stuff and all those different crazy stuff. So we're like, well, is it our turn to go and be on part of one of these eyewitness stories?
Because when you're like so immersed in it, you're like, it could be anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
What outfit? Tell us.
wedding tomorrow.
Fit check though. Yeah, true. We went to Yogurtland as well over on Saturday.
There may be gunshots, but Yogurtland.
But we got our frozen yogurt.
So Yogurtland was part of that Barnes and Noble type, you know, cool little
Someone got a bit of manga too.
I did, yeah. If you want to, you can go ahead and you're right there by it, Zach. If you want to go ahead and show, so that's the one I actually got. I went from I got that over in Barnes and Noble. The other ones I ordered, and so yeah, and I currently have another one over on the way that is going to be supposedly arriving tonight. But yeah.
Look at that beaut.
Yeah.
So that's just their little Death Note short stories. I wanted to get some more volumes, but I decided to not do that and just order the whole box set. Just like even with this, you know, bought the box set here of Chainsaw Man. Also in part because, like as I mentioned, with Zach and his voicing and how he does a good job of voicing those loud characters. I wanted us to go ahead and have more manga to be able to read and different characters for us to go ahead and voice, because we've been doing a lot of just My Hero Academia and a sprinkle of One Piece. But I also got this one as well.
That's cool.
I'm excited for this guy.
I'm excited for that one as well.
Some killer art on these boxes too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, beautiful. And then the Death Note one is arriving tonight, and that'll be cool. But yes,
so dope.
Bat brings up a good point as well. Father's Day is this Sunday. Do not forget. Yes, don't forget. Zach's like, ugh.
I'm in Hawaii. He'll get something from Hawaii.
We will be spending time with Dad.
Yeah, we will.
And
Mine will be in Missouri.
and potentially also going bowling as well on Saturday. Hopefully you're
Oh
able
yeah,
to join
potentially, yeah.
I'm going bowling
us. Really? Very
in
cool.
Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
I'll get you guys a Hawaiian bowling ball.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean,
That sounds
Maybe I'll steal a bowling pin
expensive
instead.
to fly with.
I'll take a bowling pin. I'll hit them so hard that it flies back to me. I catch
Yeah.
it. I'll put it in my backpack.
Just a piece of it.
are you
my
good,
backpack with infinite space.
you good at bowling?
I'm decent.
Decent.
For someone who doesn't bowl often, I can curve the ball.
What would you say you like? You know, what would you be able to bowl? You think if you give
The
yourself
highest I've gotten is like a 210. And then I think I'd average probably about like somewhere between 160 to 180, depending on.
still pretty damn good.
That's after a warm up game, I'll say.
Okay, that's still pretty damn good.
I just try to get as close as I can to 100 every time.
Yeah, because
I will admit,
Just try my best to get
I
above
use light
70.
balls. I use the lighter balls.
Yeah,
want
I do
speed.
too, for sure. You know,
I
you gotta
chuck
go and
that
get that light bowling ball with, you know, the obviously you got the holes that are able to fit the fingers and stuff, of course too. You know, I don't know if you go ahead if you I don't know if you palm and you go out there and try to spin. I'm not really much of a spinner.
Sometimes I palm and I spin. It just depends on like if it's my initial bowl. Normally I don't spin.
Yeah, I don't
but if
spin.
I do, I'm very new to spinning. I'm very new to it. I've only done it for like maybe 2-3 games.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a decent hang of it. I can do it, but I normally only do it if I don't get a strike on the first one and it's a split.
Yeah.
If it's not a split, I'm just gonna do a normal bowl.
Yeah. And splits, like fuck splits, you know?
I hate splits.
Honestly. But what about you, Lex?
For what?
Bowling. You said you tried to just go and get it close
I just
to
try to
100,
get
but-
above like 70. Hope for the best.
Yeah.
And
Also,
then
it's part of it just kind of like having fun as well, too, you know?
yeah,
Bumpers or no bumpers?
No bumpers.
No bumpers.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
no
Glad we're on the
bumpers.
same page.
but Luca does that because his hands are so big. He'll just get like a 8
Well, he's got those
pounder.
freaking Jack Skellington, you know?
I know
like-
he's got those
those
long,
rippers,
big
bro.
old hands. His thumb specifically is big. I don't know why, but he's just got big hands.
He'll just be able to go ahead and just like hand starts
So
curling
he-
over the ball.
Yeah, he literally
And he
like
just be able to
palms the
just,
ball and he'll just
What Shaq does to basketballs, Luka does to bowling balls.
yeah, pretty much.
Whoa, Babas is in college. I got a 275. Wow.
What
The frame
the
I messed
fuck?
up on. My friend's girlfriend asked me if I had a perfect game before. Interesting.
So she jinxed it.
One piece my veggies.
One piece, my
One piece may veggies.
But yeah, real quick, Jacob says for his fit, it's gray cargo shorts, a black polo shirt, a short sleeve, and he's gonna be using his high top black Vans. Beautiful.
Okay.
No suit? Come on, bro.
I know.
I know, Jacob. The last
How are you
chain,
supposed to get all
last
the
Chainsaw Man chapter
all
was
the
sad.
honeys?
It was
Yeah, it's
Yeah, she
definitely
jinxed
crazy.
it. Yeah, she totally did. You're not supposed to speak on it. You're supposed to just let it happen.
Can you forgive somebody for doing that?
Yeah, but you can have resentment.
Forgive, but don't forget.
Forget. Yeah, but don't forget.
next time
Speaking
he
of-
gets anywhere, everybody that gets anywhere close, shut the fuck up. Don't say it. Let me bowl. Just let me bowl.
I know.
Let the ball do the talking.
Have you seen that TikTok trend that I was gonna do it, but the sound ended up getting deleted. I was so close to doing it, but it's supposed to be like, it was like post your man bowling, like post a picture of your man bowling, and I guarantee you no woman will want him. Because
Yeah.
everyone looks so dumb bowling. Like apparently guys going bowling is an ick.
Interesting.
Personally, I think everything Luca
Zebra
does is
cakes,
attractive.
can you agree?
But
I'll have
I was
you
gonna
know.
do it because I took some photo. Like I have videos of Luca bowling, so I took some screenshots, and I was like,
So,
I used to bowl competitively.
yeah, I remember.
So is it an ick or not?
But hold on. So, zebra cakes. When you see me bowl, is it an ick?
Yeah, when you see your man bowl, is it an ick? Because
I don't know.
personally,
Not to go ahead and give too much TMI, but I feel like I have a nice backside.
okay.
I feel like I
no,
have
you
a
do.
nice backside.
You
to me.
definitely got.
Yes, you got the
those-
ick shit.
Yes. Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Can someone clip that for me? Thank you.
Someone got the ick from me bowling. Damn.
I feel like it depends though, because like
It's
honestly,
okay,
for
AJ,
me,
you got a great backside, bro.
I've only ever gotten
I do.
the ick from Luca like twice in the
they'll be
whole
standing
time. Yeah, exactly.
What is weird standing? Is it postured? Like when they're like
It's just
posted up holding
bowling
the
just
ball?
isn't an attractive movement. But however, I will say I'm not really someone that gets I get the ick with myself. Okay, that I do get. I get the ick with myself, but I never get the ick with other people, especially with Luca. Luca, I think is attracted to me pretty much no matter what, because that's him. I think he's only given me the ick twice in my whole life, and I could specifically remember one of them.
You're
it's-
saying this specifically about me, zebra cakes?
Yes, you lean over like Trix Rabbit.
Holy shit. All right, well, looks like I'm
Oh.
not going bowling on Saturday.
Oh my god.
Silly
It is-
rabbit, tricks are
Everyone's
for
gonna be
kids.
so insecure to go bowling now.
Interesting.
It's just bowling, man. Have fun.
Damn.
Icks are
Doing
funny
the whole
though.
90-degree bow and everything.
Honestly, I don't even really think about it too much. I just go out there and just try to go ahead and throw the lighter bowling ball as hard as I fucking can and keep it straight.
Yeah.
That's honestly, like, for me, I just like, all right, you know.
Just go
I
all
go
out.
ahead and I walk into it. I don't go out there and skip or whatever you think it is. And I just, like, plant, kick that leg back, you know? Mm-hmm. And then just freaking let that thing rip.
I give it a good walk up. I give it a good like 3-4
Yeah.
steps. I'll walk up. I'll swing back. Left foot comes forward and boom. Try to let
Zebra
it fly.
Cake says, I think it's a tall man thing with bowling because you'll have to bend.
I
Yeah,
know.
further way down.
Bowling is a short man sport.
It is.
Sorry.
But honestly, anything can give you the ick if you think too much about it.
Interesting.
Just
I mean-
just do it.
If you really wanted ick, I did wrestling in high school.
I'm not tall, haha. I'm like 2 feet. Oh. okay.
Damn, man. Dude, bowling must be so easy. You just push the ball.
No, bowling's you can literally let go of it here and it's good.
This Jacob just.
Do you guys ever talk about your icks with your significant others? Has your significant other ever asked you, like, I don't know why I'm saying significant other, like one of you is gay, your girlfriends?
Are we? Do we tell her?
Are you guys dating and I just don't know?
Do we tell her that they're just covers?
They're just cover. Right. Do you guys ever talk about the icks with your girlfriends? Like, are they ever like, have I ever given you, like, I've done that with Luca, like, have I ever given you the ick? Because we have specifically, because we never give each other the ick except for like
knowing myself,
one time.
Knowing myself,
that's, you wouldn't want to know?
I'd rather not know.
Oh, okay.
Because
I ask Luca everything that's on my mind ever, so.
I think with me, it's just like, I don't want to, it's much like social media.
Sorry, the Asian freak, my bad.
It's much like social media. Like, I'd rather just be away from it because I know that if I'm aware of it and I'm aware of what's happening, then it just kind of like fucks my mind a little bit and stuff, you know? So like,
I get you.
I don't want to go ahead and
Sometimes better left unknown.
Because then you like think about it too much when you're doing that action or doing that thing or whatever.
I don't want my mind to prevent me from being in the moment.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind, bro.
Like for me, like
That's
I'm very
reasonable.
much for me, quality time is so important to me. And so like, I know that if I'm not being fully invested in the quality time and I'm in my own head, it's going to take away so much from the experience for me. And yeah, like I don't know. Like watch me even just like on Saturdays be like, so like now self-conscious about like how I
No, yeah. Yeah, because you're definitely an overthinker. But yeah, I think it takes a very specific person to be able to be like, tell me what's wrong, tell me my icks. But I just think it's funny because the only ick, I almost said lick, the only ick that Luca has for me is that I use like middle school boy lingo. Mm-hmm. Like, because I'll be like bruh around him and it makes him think about his little cousin. And he's like, I don't want to think about my little cousin when I'm with my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. But now I do it on purpose because I think it's funny.
You know, I haven't asked. I've tried to bait her into telling me what her icks are with me. She hasn't told me. Yeah. But I told her that how spoiled her dog is gave me the ick. But not like a bad ick. Just like a...
Yeah, just like a...
It's like I'm the disciplinary in this. I understand my role now.
I see what... Yeah.
I want to be the fun dad, but...
More as an observation. Yeah. Luca's only ick for me is that he's allergic to animals. So when he comes over and Blue and Toby are so excited to see him, he just has to stand there with his hands behind his back. So he doesn't get itchy.
That's heartbreak.
Yeah. That's the only thing that gives me the ick. But ever since I told him that, he's been like petting them with his feet. So that he like still is involved, but so he doesn't get itchy.
I'm not even gonna lie, I do that shit to Kenai because sometimes I don't want to. Kenai will be laying down.
Yeah,
I don't want to bend down. So I'll literally kick my shoe off and I'll have my sock and I'll just rub his belly with my foot.
Yeah, I do that too. Blue loves laying down at my feet when I'm gaming. So sometimes I'll just like, hey bud.
Sometimes I straight up just put my feet on Kenai and then he's like,
same with Luca.
Fine.
I mean, same with Luca.
Sometimes you just put your feet on the Asian freak and he's like, yeah.
You know what? You know what?
Shit.
I guess that works too.
But I kind of want to piggyback off what you said too. Because the whole quality time, like you want to be in the moment for quality time.
That's not ick, that's fear.
Yeah, that's just fear.
That's fear.
But like for me, like I had a long week. I got sick. I'm not gonna lie, work was kind of rough. But like last night, like I would consider last night quality time with Lola, but I definitely was not mentally there for a good like hour after I showed up. So I was just like going through my shit. I was just processing all my shit from the last week.
Yeah. Also,
I found out that my sister had some relationship issues, so I was also processing a little bit of that.
That big brother mentality.
Yeah, and I don't know. I felt like it was great quality time because like I could just sit there. She kind of let me process my shit. She'd ask me questions and like try to get me to verbally like get it out of my system.
Yeah,
and that was definitely more than what I needed. Like that was quality for me. It got me through my shit, and then after that, then I was more in the moment and present.
Yeah.
But I think it was, even though I wasn't mentally in the moment, it was great quality time because she was able to kind of pick my brain. It's one of the fewer times where she's been able to just kind of like poke at me and try to get me to talk, because normally I'm a yapper. I just fucking don't shut up. But
that's how I am with Luca. I'm definitely the yapper in the relationship, and I definitely have to like get more explanations out of Luca, because I'll be like, how was that tournament today? And he's like, oh, good. And he's not doing it in like a mean way. That's just how he is.
He's
just a very soft-spoken
man of few words.
Yes,
he's very
much so.
soft-spoken.
But when he
like
does fully explain himself, this is the thing. When he does like want to bring attention to something or fully explain himself, the whole room has their attention on him because he's saying more than like 6 words at a time. You know, so it's like he's actually explaining stuff. But I'm definitely the yapper, so that's pretty common with me and Luca is that I am constantly like, what about this? What do you think about this? Da-da-da-da-da. The occasional girlfriend question thrown in. But my girlfriend questions are fun. They're not like, if I was a worm, they're not those ones. My girlfriend questions are actually fun. It's productive. But I'm definitely the yapper, and which is great because he's a great listener.
And he's a great yapper. And he looks great from behind.
AJ and I yap back and forth till we pass out. That's the thing that I think Luke hasn't told me, but I think he doesn't like it. That I talk the most when we're like falling asleep. Because my mind is like, I'm fully relaxed now. My mind's just going. And I just say everything that's on my mind. And I'm probably high because it's at bedtime and I like getting high before bed. So I could fully relax and fall asleep. And that's when I get really yappy. And I could see it. I could see that Luca's like, yeah. Oh, that's cool, babe. Yeah. Like I could see that he's like drifting off. Yeah. And I'm like still finishing my thought. And I'm like, okay, now I'm done. Now you can go to sleep. And he's like, he just like is out the moment that I'm like, okay, I'm done talking.
Here's the period.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but anyways, that was my day. Good night. He's like, that's the like all go. But I'm glad that he at least, you know, stays up to listen to me, even though I could see that he's so tired.
Good stuff.
Shall we move on to Q&A?
Yeah, we still have a podcast to do.
I know. I'm feeling very yappy today, guys.
Also, while you get to the podcast,
we do have a story to go and talk about.
Nature.
Go ahead.
Jacob's, I fall asleep telling myself I'm the MC, I'm the main character.
I'm the main character. Oh, what Zebra Cake said, AJ says I have no icks. Why don't you tell everyone why you're lying? Is that true? Does she not have any icks?
She says that he said I have no icks.
Yeah, like you don't have any icks at her.
Oh, that's how I read it, but okay, yeah, I mean I for me,
she give you any icks?
I don't think about it like that. Like
I know that's such like a chronically online
like for me
way of thinking.
I'm a pretty like understanding person. Also, when I care about you, like I'm a really like all in type person, and
oh, definitely.
Like, you know, with me, it's just like okay, like if I want you, I want like all of you. You know, like it's just kind of how it is. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really think about it like that. And if I do, like I don't want it to, like I said, like the same thing early on. I don't want it to like just linger in my head, you know, like
true.
I'd rather not think about it like
just
that.
think about it. Yeah. It is a very chronically online way of thinking, and we know what happens online. It's pretty toxic. Yeah. Jacob says my ick is the couples that match. That's cringe. I think it could be cute sometimes.
I think that maybe there are exceptions, but for the most part, I have to agree with Jacob. I mean, if you go out there and you see,
I almost dropped my phone. See that?
I'm about to see it right now over on the camera, but
you're gonna see the gravity just like me catch it with my thumb. Hold on.
Where is it?
So what happened? This is me saying that it's cute. And this is you saying that it is an ick.
It's gonna happen right now.
There we go.
There it goes. Yep.
I caught it. Yeah, I almost dropped my phone. You missed it. I caught it though.
Back at the replay. She caught it though. But we're talking about so Jacob's talking about an ick that he has, and it's when he sees couples that match.
Matching couples.
Yeah.
Like match clothes. What is your opinion on that?
I think it could be very cringe. I think that, especially if they
depends on the fit.
Yeah. So I
if
say
it's a
it
good
really
fit,
depends.
it's a good fit. I think it could be cute.
Are they wearing the exact same thing, or are they color coordinated matching? If it's a color coordinated match, then that's fine. But if they're gonna wear the exact same thing, kind of cringe.
I was thinking color coordinated. That was good.
No, I think that with color coordination, I think that's fine. But like if you see like, you know, a couple and they're wearing the same exact sweaters, or they're wearing the same exact, you know, like whatever it is and stuff, you know, like I'm gonna say shoes are an exception as well too. Like, you know, shoes could be fine.
Like, oh, you guys are wearing the same hats. That's cute.
But
You
I
guys are
even think it's cringe
matching
whenever I go
sweaters.
ahead and I see like people wearing like
my queen, her king,
Disney
something
stuff.
like that. Yeah.
Exactly. I was saying like Disney stuff
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, Mrs. or whatever.
She's
or,
mine.
Yeah,
I'm
and-
his.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say
Like that stuff kind
if
of
they're
like
funny, I like. If they're funny
Like, I don't
ones,
know.
Yeah.
If it's I'm with stupid, stupid's with me, that's funny.
if
If
they
they're
can get a
elderly,
chuckle out of me, then that's fine.
It's good.
yeah, if they're above the age of 60,
Then it's good. Match. If you're above the age of
Sometimes
60,
I go
yes.
out there and I see it and I'm just like why?
But if you're like a high schooler,
Like
don't.
why even?
like I can understand if it be like how you guys mentioned like shoes or like a hat. Like if it's one article of clothing that you guys got matching sweaters, like an anniversary
One
sweater, that's
big
cute.
sweater.
Good for you guys. You guys got a cute little anniversary sweater with like your anniversary date on it.
Yeah.
Cool. Like sick as fuck. Good for you.
Yeah.
But if it's like you got the same tie-dye t-shirt on,
Yeah, if you got that
fucking take that shit off, bro. Sorry, bro. She shirts your skins now. Take that shirt off.
she shirts your skins. What if you're wearing one big sweater like the both of you to share?
No.
Have you seen those like mittens that are like it's supposed to be like it's one mitten but there's like two wrist holes so that you like you're both wearing the same mitten but you're holding hands. Yeah. I feel like Zebra
Yeah,
Cake says I feel like everyone has so many icks now. Like just say you hate people. For real.
Icks just became a trend
for
for
real.
people to express their hatred
I was
of
just
others.
telling AJ that icks are very
just the PG version of racism. Let's be real here.
oh my god.
Okay. Cut.
But
the tape.
I was telling AJ that like icks is a very chronically online way of thinking because AJ doesn't think that way. And the mitten sounds like something Temu would sell. They probably do.
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. I don't get the ick.
Yeah, I've
often.
seen girls online that are like, I get the ick when he puts on sunscreen. I'm like, you want him to burn?
You know
What?
why? I don't even
see,
know
at that point-
what an ick is supposed to feel like. I just see shit
I'm like,
that I'm just
so-
like.
At that point,
So
you're
you
just
don't love
searching
him.
for anything.
You just love
You're
the
literally
idea
just
of
searching
him.
for anything. Like that's the thing.
Like
you know,
if you
like,
truly love
there's a
someone,
fine
they
line.
won't give you an ick.
There's a fine line, and then at that point, like you're just looking for any little thing, you know. And at that point, if you're looking, you're just gonna go and like overthink it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And like that's how I don't want, you know, to be in like a relationship like that where like you're looking
Yeah, we're
for
like,
icks.
oh, that's an ick. Like
You know,
what?
like-
I'm gonna start calling icks intimately corrosive knowledge
yeah, that.
There you go.
because they're bad for your intimate relationships.
Yeah. For me, I try not to think about it like that. I don't know.
If I don't like something, I tend
Yeah.
to say I don't like that.
Yeah, like I don't like that.
Like I for sure brought up the like I don't like how your dog is babied.
Yeah.
Like that was like in the first month. I was like I don't like how your dog like he needs you like desperately.
Your dog is a nepo baby,
yeah.
and I don't like it.
Your dog wants more attention than I do. That's a problem. Okay.
But
JK.
yeah, I feel like
Leo gets all the love he
I feel
wants.
like if you truly love someone, you'll like icks aren't really a thing for
I
you.
always think of Good Will Hunting. When Robin Williams is talking about like, oh, all of her little peccadillos, her little flaws, like she farts at night. Like I miss that about her. I was like, see, that's love.
Yeah.
I miss when she would do the shit that like is kind of gross, but like it's kind of cute.
Yeah, but it's her. You know,
That's
it's
mine.
that person. Like, yeah, I feel the same way with like Luca. So it's like, if you truly love someone, you're not gonna be. That's an ick. Oh God, that's an ick. The way you brush your teeth, that's an ick. The way
Yeah.
that's an ick.
Like
what?
The thing though is that, like
Just say you don't like him. Just say you don't like him.
so like how I am literally, and then you've seen it too because obviously we're family and stuff too. And I'm sure Zach
We're
also
close.
has seen that side of me as well too. But there's an element of me where I just like feel very free and very like just unapologetically myself, and I just get to be this
Yeah,
kind of
which you
goofy
should be.
version of myself and stuff. It's a lot of people don't see that outside of those that are really close to me, and that's one thing I do really appreciate with my relationship with Zebra Cakes is that like I can really just be this goofy version of myself, and we can both be very kind of
You
just
just
like
relax.
goofy and free together. And it's one of those things where like anybody who on the outside, like if we were like part of a zoo and people are just somehow going through exhibits and seeing us being so goofy and just like acting very playful or acting just very like weird or whatever, like they're of course gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with them?
I
Like
feel the
whatever
same
the
way
case
about
is
me
and
and
stuff. But like
Luca.
I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy kind of just
Same.
being free
'Cause you're
like
just
that
free and
and
being
just
yourself.
expressing. It's just a form of like expressing, just like your love with that person because you're able to
I
just
feel like
be
it's like a form of comfort.
so free with them.
and trust.
Exactly.
Like
And,
I feel so comfortable with you. I want to be like my full self. I don't feel embarrassed doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I
No.
like think about it. Like me and Luca, it'll be like late night, and we'll just be like high and laughing at whatever, something. Or
there's
we'll
too.
even just be out, like, not even out. We'll just be like at his apartment doing something. And I literally will think, like, if someone saw us right now, they would think that we were insane. Like,
Literally.
if they
There's
like
times
heard the
even, like-
conversation or see the way that I actually act so stupid around Luca. It's kind of, thinking about it now, it's embarrassing, but when I'm in the moment, it feels free.
Well,
I
the
just
thing
feel
is,
comfortable.
It's supposed to be free in the moment with the person you care about. That's just how it is, right? And then, like, even it's funny because Zebrageeks talks about to us, like, like, oh yeah, we'll talk about your girl recording, you, and then sending that to your homies or whatever and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And stuff, and it's like, obviously, I'm gonna be different around, I'm different around Zebra Cakes as I am with my friends,
Yeah.
and even when I'm around my friends, like, I am like. To be honest, there's times where I don't even feel like myself, And not to go ahead and get too deep into it, but there's times where I feel like I'm just
That
like,
level of comfort isn't met in the
like-
same way that it's met with.
yeah, it's just
with
different,
Zebra Cakes.
Even how I am with my friends, stuff like that, like I act so differently. Just even on like with Zach and stuff, and Zach is one of my best friends and stuff, and that's like,
Bullhead on the table.
and but it's like, I don't know,
Please, good night.
yeah, I just. There's times where even like they have those what do you call them, like those not like subliminal like jokes and stuff like that. Why am I thinking of the
Inside
wrong
jokes?
word?
Inside jokes.
Inside jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like there's times where me and Zebra Cakes are out, whether it's like in a setting where she's over with here at the family, or if I'm over there with her and her friends or whatever the case is and stuff like that. If I'm with her family, like we'll go ahead and we'll kind of just like whisper each other a little inside joke, And then we go out there and we me and her kind of, just kind of like, kind of snickering to each other, laughing a little bit. Anybody else that sees it would be like, what the hell are they laughing at? Or like,
Yeah, what's
or,
going on? That's what you found funny?
yeah, like, exactly. But it's stuff where like you just
Like,
don't
yeah.
understand. You don't get it because one, it's like, it's
You're not in it. You're not
yeah.
part of it.
Have you seen that?
No, I get that.
Well, I know you haven't. But have you seen that trend?
I was like, I saw you look at it. I was like, no.
Involves social media? No.
we give AJ all the trends.
The
Have you
closest
seen
thing I
that-
get to social media now is when Zebra Kicks just scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah. And she's
That's
like,
the
"Look at
closest
this.
thing I
This
get
is
now.
funny."
I sent you something.
Real quick before you go out there and say your thing, to the same topic here where Jacob's talking about his old For You page on TikTok with all the anime. He wants it that way instead of all these other stuff, right? When I did have social media, my For You page over on like Instagram,
Your explore page.
I hate
Explore
TikTok
page.
For You page.
All just-
so many ads,
Attack on Titan,
promoters.
all just Marvel stuff,
Yeah.
and I had like some football stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
That sounds ideal.
Like this.
it was
for
so
me.
good.
All mine
Yeah.
is a bunch of shit on TikTok Shop that people are trying to sell me.
Same.
I'm so over it. I'm ready
Yeah.
to ban like the TikTok Shop shit off my For You page. I'm gonna go into my settings and figure out how to fucking.
Have you seen that new TikTok update where now when a video ends, like when you're watching a full video and it ends,
That's very admirable, Jacob.
it shows an ad after the TikTok ends. I'm like, I was waiting
Nothing
for it to
ends
replay.
for me anymore.
I'm like,
Nothing
what is
ends for
going
me.
on? You just
Dude, what pisses me off are those ones where it's supposed to be a loop that's supposed to fuck with you and it spoils the fucking part.
yeah.
It just breaks the loop for me.
I like the same around
What was I
everyone
gonna
and
say?
myself at all
Oh.
times. Good job. Jacob does have swag. That is pretty swaggy of you, Jacob.
Swaggy.
If that is true, Jacob, then yeah, that's a very difficult
Same
thing to
good.
do these days because
Very
a lot of
good job,
days,
Jacob.
a lot of things in today's society is all about a perception. They're all trying to achieve and we're all trying to portray. And if you're not in that and you're not trying to get lost on public perception, that's a very good thing.
Lost in the sauce.
Because you hear the
100%
term
agree.
fake it to make it. Sometimes that isn't very good. Sometimes you got to stay true to yourself and I have my suspicions, my friend. I feel like you act Jaegerish sometimes. I feel like you act like an island devil sometimes.
But what if that's just him?
So
What if that's
He's
it?
just
It's not
Yeah.
a phase, AJ. I am from parody.
Yeah, I
I know that also Jacob gets fully invested in stuff and
faking
and I
anything.
trust me, I'm the same way too.
Yes, sir.
But there's times where he wants
Yeah.
to be Gojo. There's times where he wants to be Denji.
You be whoever you
I
want to
know.
be, bro.
Hey, just be Jacob.
But yeah, I don't see no point.
You're
Nah, I'm
you're
just-
talking
I'm
to the
just
king of
fucking with you,
shamelessness
Jacob.
over here, bro. To kind of piggyback off that, like, I've had
Literally.
people in the past be like,
Let me change the title of it right now.
like even
No, for real.
some of the people some people I'm going traveling with, though, in the past they've been like, oh dude, like you're too much. Literally guts. Okay, no you're not,
Moved
brother.
on to Berserk.
No you're not, brother. No one is guts. Guts is the only man
Can
who's
you
guts.
wield a 100-pound sword with one hand?
That shit is insane. Well, some people I've hung out with in the past have been like, you're embarrassing. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm just comfortable. Sorry that I'm more comfortable than you are in this scenario. Like, I'm the one being a fool Knucklehead McSpazatron. If you don't want to be seen with a Knucklehead McSpazatron, don't hang out with the Knucklehead McSpazatron because I'm not changing.
Piggybacking off of that, I will say there are those few people that I've met in my life that's like, bro, read a room. Shut up.
yeah.
Like there are a few of those people that I'm like, this is not the time or place to be talking about this. Or, it's mainly those people that talk so much because they're trying to impress or they're trying to
Well,
like.
trust. I know
set
there's.
the
I
thought.
can think of people too, like where
It's like,
you got the
bro,
ones who
shut up.
are low key, like
Tired.
obnoxious and want to be the center of attention all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it could be. I don't know. It just be really annoying.
Like bringing up like weird topics at inappropriate times.
Or
like,
I'm all
just, like, talking
about like
whatever.
exaggerating stories too for the sake of the storytelling. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are, like I know, somebody who
There's a difference
exaggerates
between
stories.
making the story a good.
I know.
digestible story
So
and,
somebody
like,
goes and
mine.
exaggerates the story to make them look better in that
Yeah, that's
story.
not-
You know?
Yeah, I know
It's like-
someone like that.
It's like, dude, come on.
I think we all know someone like that.
We all have someone.
But
Yeah, it's annoying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
there are,
cool.
be yourself, but don't do it to impress others. Do it because you are yourself.
And also, don't be fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
There's a lot of that
So-
these days. A lot of stupid and a lot of disrespect.
Yeah, I had a situation in Japan. It fits the situation, but it was just some people had issues with me doing things. Some people didn't have issues with me doing things, and the ones who didn't have issues with me doing things were the locals. So I sided with the locals 10 out of 10
so
times.
it's like, cool.
So sorry if the locals don't got beef. I don't got beef. I'll do what I keep doing.
Yeah.
When the locals told me to stop, I'll chill out.
AJ's like that. Is that what you're saying, Zach?
Zach?
No, not AJ. We're all thinking
Very,
about something
very
else.
It's,
far from it, my friend.
I look how it went from this episode's about love to let's all fight.
Yeah.
Guys, this episode's about saving people.
Love it.
Guys,
All right.
peace, love,
But
and
yeah, I
harmony.
mean, it's simple. Just be yourself. All right, we have a Q&A to go ahead and talk about. Let's go ahead.
actually-
We also
Almost-
have an episode to talk
We're
about.
almost 2 hours in already.
It's fine. The episode, all things considered, as far as what we're going to focus on, isn't very long.
It, honestly, yeah.
So,
It's a lot of dialogue too.
we can go ahead and we're going to change course here. We're going to go ahead and get some AOT music going on. Beautiful.
Pulling us back on
Thank you
track
so much
now.
for this song. Oh,
Henri, you're so beautiful. Please marry me, Henri.
so all right, Lexi.
Jacob's transitioning with us. W Flock, W Aaron.
So Lexi, you want to go ahead and tell us what question we asked you guys?
Yeah.
And Lexi, if you want to go ahead and kind of let us know why we even asked this question, what's the importance of it, and then of course give us our lovely responses.
So we asked you guys. Well, first we added some context, of course. Historia and Ymir are a tragic what-if love story. Which what-if relationship did you want to see the most?
So when you think about it, there's quite a few.
Yeah, when you actually
We
sit
like
down
to
and
go
think
ahead
about
and
it.
ship characters, right? Now, none of them can be very concrete with evidence. It's more so like this is a relationship that you would have very much liked to have seen in the story. And
Who's your favorite ship?
the thing is that there's a
Pretty
lot of them
much.
that
What did you want to
where
see more of?
either one person died or both died, whatever the case is and stuff. Like
Or it just,
there's a lot of interesting
I got-
Or
I got
stories.
Isayama was too
three
shy to
answers
make it
lined
happen? Or
Exactly. But this is one too. Like we've all talked about it together over in the podcast. Like with Ymir and her decision making, it's a really difficult decision for us to go ahead and just be okay with because we understand what potentially the alternative could have been. Right?
We just
don't
wanna see these characters
somebody
happy.
like a character like Ymir suffer like that because it seems like she had been suffering already for so long. So the
Yeah,
moment
like her
you
whole
see
life.
something good happening in her life, the moment you see something where it's like any kind of hope, the moment you see where it's like, all right, you just want to see happiness for that character, a happy ending, right? A happily ever after, especially when that happily ever after is potentially with the queen. You can't help but go ahead and think to yourself, like, why not? Why didn't it happen? Why did you choose to go ahead and essentially sacrifice yourself? Well, you know, stuff like that absolutely kind of like burns me to my core a little bit. It's my biggest
One would say it fires them up.
That's your main gripe with the
biggest pet peeve I have over with AOT. And I want to learn from, you know, our friends as far as what they think in terms of, you know, other characters and their potential, you know, just
I got 3 rapid fire answers ready to go, baby.
cool. So go ahead and keep those over in the thoughts.
They're in the
keep those in the
noggin.
mind.
In the vault.
And so Lex, you want to go ahead and tell us what responses we got?
Yep. We have our first response from Dejuan Caveman, friend of the show, Eddie.
Yeah.
Sure, Eddie.
Eddie says, Irvin and Niall.
Irvin and Niall, interesting.
And Niall.
Wow. I mean,
I guess they
obviously,
were somewhat close.
we understand the relationship they have.
Not the
Obviously, it's a
Irwin ship I would go
relationship
for.
of friendship
Right.
to competitive, you know, a competitive kind of relationship as well.
Lovers rivalry.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
because who's Niall? Yeah, Niall.
Niall
is
Doc.
River in Egypt.
Niall is the commander of the
Niall.
MPs. And he is the one who was also in that same class with Irvin. And Irvin, I believe, actually had somewhat of a crush over on his wife, right? Is that what's true? I think so.
I don't know if
that
it was
one.
a crush, but I know that he
Josh, did you know
helped
that?
her.
I think
Not helped her,
I
like-
think that Irvin.
Was Irwin?
He asked about her.
Was Irwin goo goo gagaing over Niall's wife?
Yeah, I think So I don't know why I think that was part of the
Josh, we
dynamic.
need
a little
you.
bit.
I know you're here, bro.
Josh, please fact check.
Can't
for the
hide
kidding.
from you.
Josh, please.
I saw you in chat.
But I want to say that's what kind of like was alluded.
Your window.
Possibly not, but we do know that Irvin has gone on to bring her up at least twice.
Yeah. Whoa, excuse me.
Not as crazy about her as
But also
good
too,
old Keith was over
I
Carla.
mean,
yeah.
also too, Irvin's not allowed to go ahead and really have a family because he's constantly going outside the walls. Whereas with Niall, he's able to go and have his family over in Stoas, and he's able to be a part of, you know, doing his job. You know,
Yeah.
so not like Irvin can even have love. But
Oh God, yeah.
to go to Eddie's response there, you know, just talking about that kind of relationship and stuff, you know, I think that
And this
that would
doesn't
be
even have
really
to be like
interesting.
a romantic relationship either. It's just
yeah,
The question was just
I
relationship.
do like how, you know, our friends go out there to really take the question as a completely different
Yeah.
idea and
That's why
you
we
know,
like leaving our questions more open ended because we love
Exactly.
We
hearing how
like
you
your
guys
outside the box thinking.
Think. Yeah, I love.
Makes us think in a new perspective. We like it.
And also too, I would like to see, because obviously if the implication here is that both characters stay alive, just to see what they would have done as leaders going forward with the story. You know, we speculated about Irvin being alive. How does that affect, you know, Niall and his, you know, decision making and his, you know, leadership, you know, knowing that Irvin is still there and stuff like that, where it's interesting to think about. And we understand that their relationship was only getting stronger and they were building more trust. Whereas before, I don't think Niall could really trust Irvin and his decision making until he realized that, damn, you know, Irvin really is trying to fight for what's right here with humanity and stuff, you know, and for us, like if Niall sees that, regardless of if he had, you know, a crush growing up over on his wife, if Niall sees that he's fighting for my family, you know, then that's going to be something that he of course admires, and you know, he's going to want to fight for Irvin.
Yeah, it brings more
So
value to that
If you're gonna
relationship.
put my family's safety as a priority, then I'm a man who will follow you.
Absolutely. So Eddie, I really like that response
Yeah.
a lot,
Killer
especially
response.
knowing that these are two commanders.
Yeah, these are two people in positions of power.
And to think that you have two people in a position of power who are working together, the idea of what that can do for the island of Parody is, you know, it's interesting to see how and if it would have, you know,
Yeah, the what ifs
good.
about that.
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe it would have been 60%.
yeah, I know. Right?
Maybe
But sometimes too, it's
would have
like
saved
hey,
that 20%.
if
For every doc you save 20% of humanity.
there can always be that devil's advocate too, where it's like, if their friendship and connection prevents Irvin from being out over in the front lines, maybe that's not a good thing too, you know? Where
Maybe Irwin gets to keep both arms,
maybe.
but
There's like
more
a-
people die.
So I mean, interesting. Two characters to go ahead and think about. Just
Yeah.
for the sake of the conversation again, Lex, can you tell us what the question was again, just so we get a full context as far as knowing that this isn't just shipping characters.
Which what if relationship did you want to see the most?
Exactly. So for Eddie here, he's talking about relationship in terms of like, partnership and friendship and being commanders and working alongside each other. I like that response a lot, Eddie. Thank you.
Eddie, go ahead and let us know if you meant.
For all we know, maybe he did mean he's shipping.
Yeah, maybe he did mean lovers.
Eddie, did you mean intimacy or did you mean as a cooperative
Either way,
unit?
I like your answer.
Yeah.
It's not something I thought of.
I think it's definitely outside the box for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Eddie. I'm just going to read Jacob's response right here because his is actually next, but I'm going to read his chat real quick saying, I'm adding more answers.
Yeah.
Flock and Aaron because I thought it was strictly lovers. Flock and Aaron, Last Survivors with
Aaron
Mikasa and
was
Levi.
using him,
They all
bro.
look down the camera and the series ends.
Sorry, Aaron was using Flock and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Mikasa being one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Everybody,
All
actually.
just a means to an end.
But
And,
of course, the little Jaegerist, he
Aaron
wants
did
to
not
see
give
more.
a shit whether or not Flock lived or died. Sorry, my friend, but you know what? It would be interesting. For the sake of your response here, maybe Flock does end up becoming more of a leadership figure.
Yeah.
We saw that he was obviously trying. He was very determined to go ahead and follow through with Aaron's goals and his objectives and fighting alongside the Jaegerist and becoming that leader. He obviously was a little cockroach because this guy wouldn't die. But to see what he would do
You guys like that annoying fly.
with the story,
Cucaracha.
had he survived, scares me a little bit. But maybe he turns a new leaf. Maybe he notices that Aaron's goals were a lot more layered than what he thought they were. Sometimes he thinks that it's just going to be something like, okay, we got to follow Aaron's lead because he is the almighty savior to humanity, and whatever Aaron wants, we need to fight for that. No, he realizes that Aaron's fighting for a lot more than just power and status and whatnot. Maybe Flock, he changes too. Who knows? I don't think so, but
Do you think Aaron left a vision for Flock like he did for the others?
I think Flock's dead.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
To be honest, I don't think Aaron really cared about Flock.
I don't think he cared about him like that.
We don't. So,
Oh,
what
well.
interactions do we see with Aaron and Flock? It's more so Flock.
Aaron, I love
He's
you.
more of a fanboy.
It's more so
Sign my
Flock
chest.
and the other Jaegerists.
Yeah.
Much, yeah.
So we don't ever see
It's more
Aaron.
of Flock just talking about Aaron's ideals.
Now, if instead of Aaron explaining his goal and his mission like he did with Historia, right, before he left to Marley, if we saw a scene where he's giving that same explanation, or at least having some sort of, just rendezvous meeting before he leaves with Flock, then I'd be like, okay, then obviously Flock was a part of the plan here. He really does see him as a leader, but
More of a tool on the call.
didn't really see him as, anybody other than this kind of blind fool following, every step that he wants. And we talk about this, especially as we learn more about the Jaegers. They're fucking manipulators.
Yeah.
Like, they will prey on your
Grade A
The Jaeger thing.
they will
manipulation.
prey on your dumb loyalty. I mean, look at what Aaron did with Mikasa and
That's the woman he
Armin.
loved.
I know.
Like, that's just what it is, Yeah, Udo, he's shipped with?
A tree.
He's he's so badly.
yeah, the bottom of Andy's foot.
He so badly wants to be Levi, but he definitely has a crush on Petra.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants to be Levi.
And then Petra has
He's
a crush
impressed
on
her.
Levi. Otherwise, she wouldn't go ahead and write to her
Write a letter about
parents.
it.
And her parents had this idea that she's going to get married to the captain. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think Ottawa for sure. He's a young character who looks old. Who he had his goals were way too big for what he was able to
Big old
really
shoes
accomplish.
to fill.
And yeah, exactly. And especially if those shoes are.
Big old shoes for some big old feet.
Especially if those shoes belong to a very tiny character and Levi, like those are very big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's
Right.
too old to be
What
Levi.
else did Jacob say?
Jacob's answer on Instagram was Eren and Ymir, but I believe that he meant Historia, not Ymir, because he does say that.
He said it earlier.
He said, I still agree
Eren
with
is the
mine because
father.
Eren is the father.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is that what you meant, Jacob?
And you know what? That's one
Eren
too
and
I also
Historia?
agree with. Like, it would be cool to go
We
ahead
would like
and
to
get-
see more of that because even just that conversation. Sorry to cut you off.
No
Even
worries.
just that little quick conversation that we saw of them, where he's like, "What about the baby?"
Yeah.
Like,
Like, the thing
can we
though
get more
is
of that?
We need to understand what really took place with that conversation, right? The reason behind it, and like for Eren to, we want Eren to be a part of this child's life in some capacity, whether it just be this, you know, hero for humanity.
Yeah, that's what he meant. My
But-
bad. I was half asleep. Yeah.
If Eren is alive, that means we actually get answers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, the fact that the story ends with all of that up in the air, you know, it's very, you know, bothersome for sure.
Eren died.
Makes me
Like,
think.
I wouldn't mind like Eren leaving a little message for his story like he did the others.
If it was something like
And
that,
be
yeah.
like, you can't tell anyone that is my child.
To get a better understanding
Yeah.
of their,
So that
of
at
their
least the
relationship.
audience
Yeah.
knows.
Right?
Yeah. I want to.
Even if it's just you can't tell anybody what we did.
Yeah.
Nobody can know the truth.
Or even
that
if
would
it-
be enough for me to be
Yeah.
like, that's the child. That's his
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we heard Eren say like, everybody needs to believe that the farmer is the father,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, you fucking slap.
Honestly, I'm already sold on it. Eren literally could have just been like, take care of that kid. And I would have been like,
Literally.
he's the dad!
If he just went like,
Get Mari in here. Do the DNA
take
test.
care of the child.
Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine he was like, all we hear is if it's a girl, name her Carla.
Yeah.
It's a boy, name him Eren.
Oh my
Boy,
god.
name him Armin.
If it's a boy, name him Kruger.
Actually, no. It would have to be something different.
I think that, I mean, well, even if it was like,
Name
okay,
him Sam. Name
him
even if,
Grisha.
okay, what if we don't hear from Eren, right? And Eren is already gone like he is in the story, but we come to find out that the child is named Eren.
And it's a boy. And you just hear a story saying, Eren, get back in here for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, mom. And he turns and he looks at the tree that Eren was sitting at in episode 1. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got goosebumps thinking
That would
about
be
it.
insane.
That'd be a cool full
Also, why am I
circle.
just looking at Jacob saying bro's too old to be Levi? Talking about old.
Yeah. As if he's not even.
Definitely. Like, why is
Yeah,
that guy already
I
got
know.
crow's feet? Doesn't make any sense.
Because he's always stressing, trying to be Levi. He's not being himself.
He's not being
It all
himself.
comes full circle,
that's
guys.
What
Be
pressure does to
yourself.
the body.
Yeah.
Self-implied pressure.
Very, very cool. And Jacob, I love that response.
That was killer.
You know,
Yeah, AJ specifically does because he's a firm
I'm a believer.
He's a
Firm
firm
believer of AJ.
Zach's the one that brought it
Historia.
up. Zach's the one that brought it up first over on the pod.
I
went ahead
started
and-
it.
I started looking at some details as we go through and really decipher these episodes in
The eyes and
preparation
the
for
eyebrows.
the podcast. And when you start seeing some things, you're like, oh fuck, this. Like
Yeah,
knowing what we know,
nothing's ever on accident in
Nothing
Attack on
is an
Titan.
accident, and so
I'm actually curious to know how many Attack on Titan watchers genuinely think that that's a fucking farmer's baby.
there's a full
Like
on
how
Yeah.
many?
thing.
How many of you? No offense.
Don't believe everything you're told.
No
Didn't you watch
offense.
Attack on Titan?
But for the many of you that think that baby is the farmer's, what are you smoking?
Yeah.
What did you not
And
see?
where did you get it from?
Yeah. What did you not see on the screen when you watched that whole thing play out?
Literally. You
Bomb
know,
blows up, Eren dies, baby born, baby has his mom's eyes and eyebrows. Come on,
the
bro.
story gives certain details for us to essentially draw our own conclusions. And I think that if I were to ever have one question to ask Isayama, that might be my question.
That would be my question, 100%.
Be like the baby, Historia's baby.
You know what? You take that question. I'll
Is
take
Eren the father?
I want to take the question of how did Eren create that hardened statue to plug the wall? Because before it was just what is the rock, and then it turned into the
Oh yeah.
crystallized,
And it like
hardened
changed
Titan.
position.
Yeah, it was different. I want to know what happened there. What timeline
Yeah.
did we jump into?
Jacob's just. I'd ask about Flock.
Of course he would.
What is Flock's
That could be a
favorite?
good Q&A. What would be the one question you would ask
ask Isayama?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay,
That'd be a
fine.
good
You can
Q&A.
have the baby question. I'll ask.
Yeah.
Let me put
There's,
it in
I
the
feel like
notes.
there's a lot of
I'm
questions.
gonna ask a question. Who is the ancestor that we know from the main story of the last character we see in Attack on Titan?
Yeah, see, bad
Dog,
knows.
who
Yeah.
is
Where's the wine?
ancestor? Yo, oh, that's my question. Hey, did you bring some of that fucking wine? We couldn't
know.
get it in the U.S., bro. I need
get
some
it
of
in
that
the US.
wine.
Exactly.
I want to be a part Beast Titan, Jaw Titan.
All right.
But yeah, thank you for that, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob.
Next, we have from another friend of the show, Bobby7.
Shout out, Bobby.
Bobby says, Mikasa and Aaron, of course,
Yeah.
cheated
obvious
out.
reasons.
And also maybe Sasha and Niccolo.
That's another
That's
one
the
too,
sad
where
one.
it's like the fact that you're introducing this potential relationship and then one of the characters just is gone. That's really and also too, they knew each other for such a short time, but
I know.
just the impact that they made on each other.
Yeah.
At least even when seeing for like with Niccolo and how he
Well, Sasha
how he
saw
is
his
and
cooking
stuff,
and was
you know?
like, yep,
and
that's my
The
man.
man of my life. It's my-
that would be interesting
my
too. And
dream
plus
boy.
for me, like as a fan too, like I want to see if that relationship is going to cause some sort of jealousy from maybe somebody like Connie or you know, like I want to see if Connie really is just a friend, because can guys and
That's what
girls
Jacob
really
thinks.
be just friends?
There's
Yes.
a lot of podcast
Like-
episodes on that on that question.
Like the thing though, it's if I'm willing to bet here, I think there is obviously some attraction that Connie sees in Sasha.
So do you think that Connie also sees an attraction towards Mikasa, who's his friend?
I think that
Or is that
different.
John sees it towards
I
Sasha?
think that, well, Jean, he's different.
think Aaron sees it
John,
to
I think
Astoria?
John's just a horn dog who, hey, I think that
He just wants
if he couldn't get Mikasa, he for sure is going to go try with Sasha. For
Yeah.
sure.
Jean just wants love.
But the thing is, though, is that sometimes it comes down to like, if Connie sees that Mikasa is spending a lot of time with Aaron, Connie's not going to go ahead and be. I'm willing to go ahead and think that Connie has more respect than that. Whereas John doesn't have that respect towards
No.
Aaron. You know, like Connie's going to be a little bit more respectful. Yeah, he's goofy. Yeah, he sometimes can be like the dumb character or whatever and stuff, you know, but I think that he has respect. And I just think that like if you give Connie the opportunity, he's going to go and try to make a move on Sasha.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they're just. I think they're just really close
don't
friends.
know.
I think they look at
personally.
each other like siblings.
Yeah, I agree. I think of them as siblings.
They
They're the
do
Taekwondo duo, man.
too much that's like overly platonic. Like I feel
Also,
like if there
if
was
they
some
if
sort
they
of
did like each other, I don't think they
that's
would be
Connie's
a good couple.
way of staying in that, staying close.
I think Connie's just childlike, and so is Sasha.
Yeah, I think Sasha just. Yeah, they're just like that's the babies of the.
I can just see Connie go
Comedic
out there
relief.
and randomly
well,
just.
me and you are
expressing
friends,
it.
AJ. Nothing goes down between us.
I know, that's why I said when
Right.
it comes to guys and girls, it could be difficult for them to just be
Oh,
friends.
okay. You left out guys and guys on purpose. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I think they're just friends.
I think so too.
I think Jean's.
I also don't think that they should date.
Horse face character, and
That's
What
my
is going on?
That's me we're talking about.
you're not
here.
Jean.
I voice him.
You voice him, but there's
Yeah,
a lot of
but
characters that like you
You're
would
not
voice.
your character,
There's
man.
a lot of characters you would voice where you.
You're just-
Method, okay.
You're not your
Hey,
character.
I know, right?
Method. Where's Mikasa?
You're very far from what Jean is. I'll
I
tell
know.
you that. But I
I
think
love
that
her.
Yeah, your
Some
face
know.
isn't nearly horse-like enough.
Nay.
I think John would go ahead and just do some fucked up shit behind somebody's back for sure.
I mean, he
I don't
did. He
trust
did take
Jean.
Mikasa after Aaron died.
I don't trust
He
John.
waited till after.
He waited till death.
Yeah.
Till death did them part.
You know what? He played the long game. I think he deserved it.
Watch it
No.
actually be Connie with Mikasa, and he just grew out his hair, and we all think it's Jean.
I know. We're like, oh crap,
Mikasa actually chose Connie because she knew how to control him.
because he's nothing like Aaron.
Yeah.
She wanted someone the complete opposite.
But Sasha and
Jean tried to
Niccolo,
act too much like Aaron.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been a good.
I think that
But I think it's poetic that it ended early.
I agree.
with Bobby's first response with Aaron and Mikasa, of course.
Duh.
That
We don't need to convince
That
you
was
guys
a
on that
love
one.
story that everybody was anticipating and teased,
Well,
and
we
it never
technically
happened.
know what
and-
would have happened.
Your family.
We know what would have happened. They would have
because we saw kind of like the
his message to Mikasa when
but
she
also
was
we
sitting
we
along
saw
the cabin.
the fake kind of like the facade story
When
that we
she's-
got
when she's by
right?
the
It's almost
cabin and he's
alternate
chopping the wood and
reality.
everything, yeah.
We know that that's how essentially they wanted to play out.
They would have just ran away together.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Bobby. Thank you so much for the response.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we have from user, I think we've gotten a response from this user before, KitKat_T 1024. So KitKat.
Okay, Kit Kat. Yeah, sounds familiar.
KitKat. Yeah, it sounds some. I feel like they've answered once before. Maybe I've seen it in like poll votes.
It
just came out.
He's like, oh, I said that. Okay, but when it comes down to the foolish or if you can't do that, it'll only repeat itself. That's when you kind of see him like. He kind of starts getting a little bit frustrated. He's very monotone when you honestly listen to it, especially in the dub. I watched it in dub and then I watched it in sub, and the sub had a bit more emotion on it because when he gets to that part, you can hear the strain in the voice, especially they'll repeat. Like that part, it's like he shudders. Like it's almost like hearing that made me shudder. When I said they'll repeat, I got a little goosebump, like shudder.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like when he's explaining it, he doesn't even realize that he's telling Grisha to have Eren. Like he doesn't understand that it's Eren, which is why he says they're not from my memories. He doesn't know, but he knows that in that moment, that memory probably just got slipped in. And it looked like it just in one ear, out the other, and then he said it, and it was gone.
The intrusive Attack Titan memory just came in.
Like it's for me, it felt more like as he got more frustrated, like with their repeat, that intense emotion of like hatred for the world he lives in. I feel like that like was a cue, and that maybe was like an opening that same emotional frequency that Eren might have towards the situation he's in, and that kind of let that emotion or memory slip in.
Because Kruger had maybe seen the rumbling, or even not even the exact rumbling, not understanding what it is, but just like a glimpse of some kind
just
of
chaos.
Chaos. Yeah,
maybe just like a stomp land with giant feet.
Yeah, and him just understanding that could continually repeat if Grisha doesn't do this mission.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he's being so adamant about it. Like, please, you're gonna do it.
He's like, you need a family. He says, it doesn't matter whether it's. Where does he say it?
Yeah, because Grisha's like, I'm still married to Dinah. Girl.
Yeah.
What? Dinah's over there.
Be it your wife, your child, or even a stranger. Love someone in those walls. Like, no, he basically said, no matter what, fuck, bro. Have a kid. You need
Procreate,
a kid.
Please.
You need an heir. You need someone to carry on your will.
Exactly. And as I try to decipher certain meanings behind Kruger's words, because like Zach is explaining here, it's like these words are just being fed and filtered through him before he's even like aware of what he's saying. Something that sticks out too when he talks about let me find it here, with Grisha talking about how he's still married to Dinah. Right? And he says, like, you're about to transform me, so won't I just forget everything you're telling me now anyway?
Nope.
So something that Kruger says here, he says,
no,
that's not always the case. And
dang, that brings a whole new level of torment to being a Titan.
I'm trying to remember here, or I'm trying to understand here. He goes, and it's possible someone else will see it too. Is that just kind of to go along with like
the Attack Titan?
The culmination of these Titan users seeing things play out, right? Like,
I think he's referring to he definitely is referring to memories, because when you're thinking, because I'm thinking about it as in the sense he's like, okay, I'm about to die and he's about to take the Attack Titan from me. He's gonna get these memories, so I'm sure someone knows that you're gonna be a Titan. Like someone else is gonna know this. Like your memories are gonna be now incorporated.
Let me tell you how I interpreted this. And it goes along to the same, pretty much the same thing, but more specifically, he understands here, which is why this is happening at the same time Eren's having these fucking oh shit moments, is that when I think of, and someone else will see it too, it's almost like someone else is seeing it right now.
Like Eren's getting this memory.
Like,
oh,
it's almost like him explaining to Grisha that in a weird subliminal way, like the person that you end up loving in there, your child is going to see this, you know? But like in my head, I'm like, Kruger is being, he's like reading off of a teleprompter.
I feel like he's getting all the information. He knows that the next successor is going to be Grisha's child. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know anything about his child.
Yeah.
But he knows just based on memories and based on his feelings that it's whatever is getting sent into his mind. He's like, okay, whoever comes after you is related to you. Only way that's gonna happen is if you got a kid, because unless you're gonna marry a dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a kid. It's gonna be your son.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that that's kind of where he's getting into. Like, whoever's next is your bloodline. They will see these memories. They will live this experience as well with you.
Exactly. And even what Jacob's saying, like we're being watched, like that's literally how I interpret it right now. Because remember when I was explaining about how whenever Grisha's narrating, I feel like he's narrating this story to Eren. So in this moment, I can't help but think like it's almost like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Where Kruger's like, and it's possible,
Which it might
someone
actually
else
be
is
getting
seeing
done.
this too.
Yeah.
And it's almost like as if he's,
Like he's aware.
that Eren is seeing this happening right now.
Yep.
Maybe that's where the leak starts coming in with the memories too, where he's like tuning into it.
Starts crossing over.
Yeah. And
Maybe it's because he's about to cross over into Eren's gene pool.
Yeah.
Where it's like now you're going to be genetically connected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that
and-
you're passing this on, that's more, maybe the connection's stronger.
Yeah.
Now that we're about to pass,
Now that you're
pass
with
it
your
on.
successor.
Yeah.
And I think too, like for me, I can't help but think that at this point, future Eren has already lived out different variations of lives to make sure that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
happening in this moment. So now Eren, future Eren, is feeding this knowledge to Eren Kruger to give to his father so that his father
Yeah.
can carry out this mission, so that it is this seamless cycle of future Eren getting whatever he wants. So like it's a weird way where even too where he says like, I don't know, they're not from my memory. It's like Eren, future Eren is having Kruger reading this prompter
Yeah.
to Grisha as like
Like he made Kruger go this autopilot, like
I
do
think
this,
of like
say
you know
this.
you know like those
He does
stupid little
have that
scene.
like logged out. He has a similar look in his eyes to what Frida has in the flashback from this scene, where Frida's just kind of like eyes glazed over, and you see that little shimmer from the founding Titan, and you know something's going on up in here.
Yeah.
And
her ideology is changing because anytime
You could see the wheels
anybody,
turning.
Yes.
anytime anybody wants to go ahead and make a difference with this founding Titan, as Kruger explains here,
The King's vow.
the King's war renouncing vow, right? Where all of a sudden it's like, you know, we want to end all Titans. Like, no. All of a sudden that idea changes because they embody, they become, they get like, it's almost like they begin drowning.
They begin to
in-
fear conflict
Yeah.
due to the sheer overpowering of will.
It says they're
from the
overpowered by
king.
the ancestors'
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Right? And they continue
Ooh, I didn't
down.
even read the notes for that one.
They continue down the path that is set before them, right? So at this point here, it's like, damn,
It's
Kruger
two
right
parallels.
now,
It's two parallels. The
yeah,
Founding Titan's
Kruger is
parallel and
he's
the
on
Attack
this
Titan's
path
parallel.
right now that was set before him, and I think that was set by, of course, Eren, and talking about obviously Eren Yeager, and it's just such a weird thing, a weird dynamic because of what we know.
Yeah.
Right, which is why we're looking at this scene very differently. Whereas before, if we're watching the scene for the first time, we're like, whoa, this is so weird. How are they connected?
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
what's
blah, whatever,
going
you know?
on?
But it's just, we have so many details already given to us. That's why we're looking at this in a very layered kind of mindset.
Because we have already seen what theoretically Kruger is talking about. It'll happen over and over and over again. We've already seen the ending of one of the outcomes that Kruger's trying to get to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By having Grisha do this mission.
Question, because it's just gonna pop to my head, and I don't want to.
What's up, Eddie?
Hi, Eddie.
What's up, buddy?
I'm so late. It's
Bro,
okay. We're going
it's
pretty
okay.
late.
Yeah.
When Eren says there's no way, do we think that this is purely him realizing that Dinah, his brother's mother, ate his mom and Hannes, or is this where Eren also realizes that he is the cause of that?
I don't think that
Or
this
do we
Eren.
think that is gonna happen? He realizes he's the cause when he kisses Historia's hand.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
that
I
this
think it's
Eren
until he
is aware
touches
of
Historia.
all of those details yet. I think that this Eren right
He's
now
just understanding
is
that it's
being
Dinah.
fed the first initial wave of understanding, and that's when he
of
realizes
how deep this really goes. And how
That's how he
connected everything
realizes
How
is.
deep the rabbit hole he dug
like-
is
Yeah.
before he jumps back
He
into
realizes, oh crap, everything's connected.
exactly. I think that's what it is. Like, there's no way where it's like, wait, what? Like, there's
Yeah.
no way that Titan is the one that ended up killing my mom, killing Hannes, is a royal
Yeah.
blood member, a former
I
lover of
happened
my
to-
dad.
it. I happened to punch
contact
her
with,
hand.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He's
That's
just
probably
making
more
all
what
the
he's,
connections.
He's like, there's no reason why this one specific Titan should be doing all of these things
Yeah.
in my own personal life. The chances of probably running into the same Titan twice is pretty fucking slim.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's probably realizing it. And then you're probably right. He's probably when he
think
kisses the
it's just
story's
like
hand, he's like, oh.
There's no way that this is all a coincidence. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then he
Like-
finds out that he's the reason that it's not a coincidence.
But
when he
then-
kisses the story. That's crazy.
It's also to a credit to Eren as well, because the moment he realizes that, like, oh my gosh, like that Titan, he's like, wait, royal blood member. He looks at Historia, and all of a sudden he realizes, I can't say anything to anybody.
Yep. Then he might be like,
Because what are they going to do to
Touch her.
Astoria? Yeah.
touch her. Turn
They're
her
going to
into a
make
Titan
them do
right now.
experiments
Exactly.
together.
If they find out that the Titan users of royal blood are able to control and be this coordinate, they're going to go ahead and exactly use Historia as this queen, as this weapon to go ahead and control the Titans, right?
I think it's very unlikely, but there's a possibility that they just tell Eren to put a kid in her.
Yeah.
I just think that too. Like right
But I don't
now,
think they have the time for that, to be honest.
I know. I don't think they do either.
I don't think they have the leadership in place to go ahead and think rationally like that. I think
Yeah.
that right now the current members, like Premier Zachary's going to go ahead and be like, all right, well, you know what we have to do then, Hanji? We need to go ahead and transform Historia into this Titan. If they have information being fed like that, like they're not going to go ahead and think rationally about it.
Especially because they're just getting this information. They don't understand the gravity of what they're doing yet.
They just need to cut off a piece of Historia's hair and put it in Eren's pocket.
I know.
I mean, but
Maybe
also,
it's like Tangled. You cut it off and it loses its power.
Just
I was going to say, does
Here,
it
Historia.
lose its zest a little bit?
give me
because,
your
know.
finger.
because even with
Just have a
Historia,
vial of blood.
even with Historia, right? When she goes
Have him
out
just,
there,
like, you know,
and she touches
dip his
that
finger in
letter
every so
in
often.
a certain place here, right? That letter gave her a sequences to go ahead and see.
Very
and she
quick.
wasn't able to go ahead and do it again.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, maybe it is essentially kind of like for some cases, you know, like a one-shot type
Yeah.
thing. You
Maybe
know?
it's more about intention.
Maybe, I don't know, but
I don't know, man. That's another question for Isayama.
definitely. But
Someone write that one down in the Q&A,
No,
please.
write it down, write it down.
Eren now was starting to kind of get a big understanding of how everything
a
is
huge puzzle
connected,
piece
right?
just got put in for him.
Because how he starts that whole understanding here, he says like that's right. If only for an instant, like he goes, I felt like everything was connected, right? He goes, but like why? And that's when he gets that revelation.
Dinah's his corner piece in his puzzle. That's what starts his puzzle madness of putting everything together.
And
for
it's
him-
so sad. Sorry to cut you off. I'm going to bring up this comparison. It's so sad thinking about like the way that specifically women of royal blood would potentially be treated and how they need to be like protected. Because you hear the way Kruger talked about Dinah. And like you couldn't like don't like when he covered his mouth, like don't say that she's a royal blood member. They would literally have just made her a baby machine.
Yep.
You know, or worse. And then Eren's thinking this now about Historia.
Yeah.
Like now I can't let them know that how valuable it is to be a royal of royal blood because
Well, that's a great
what are
point.
they going to do to her?
Because she's either going to become a Titan or they're like same thing with Dinah. They're going to go ahead and cause her just to constantly start popping out royal blood members.
just keep impregnating her.
Hey,
her.
someone grab all those farmers. Thank you.
I know.
right? But what I wanted to
sad
say
comparison.
though, what I wanted to say though is that to the point too with Eren in that like there's no way type thing. He literally says it here. He goes, everything is connected. That's the moment where I think where he's like, whoa, like everything really is connected.
My
What I felt
brother's
in that
mom.
moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like it wasn't like a weird
Like, and it's in
coincidence.
multiple instances too.
Nothing is a coincidence. You know, at this point now, it's like he's tapping into a whole other like
His,
starting to
his
understand that
threads of
everything-
reality is unraveling around him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's literally starting to understand that like
Baby machine.
everything is coming together. Everything starts and ends with a purpose, and everything was put together for a reason with intent. And now Eren's probably thinking, who the fuck set all this shit up? Little does he know.
What does he know?
It's you.
Yeah.
He gonna kiss that hand and find out, baby machine.
you,
Oh no.
I'm trying to see if Hanji and her statements here, right, to Premier Zachary and to Queen Astoria and the other high-ranking officials.
She said it's a phase.
Exactly. She says though
Never
that
a
she
phase,
goes,
lifestyle.
Dr. Yeager talking about Greece did manage to achieve his mission. He passed the founding Titan on to his son. That's information that I'm guessing they're getting from the journal. He
Right.
says the founding Titan's full might can only be brought to bear when the power is possessed by someone of royal blood. However, when a royal comes to possess the founding titans, they're overpowered by their ancestors' will. This is all crazy information that these people are getting.
Yeah.
Right?
We're just
And then
getting
they
handed
said
over
that
to us because the seller.
Eren has commanded titans once before in the past to escape a dire situation, but his lack of royal blood obviously prevents him to be able to continue doing it, calling it only a condition. I think that, yeah, if they find a way to go ahead and tap into that ability, they're going to do everything they can, because that's a big advantage to have, right? If you're able to go ahead and control the titans around you, they're going to go ahead and find any way to go ahead and use that as a weapon.
Question. If Zeke had the founding titan, would he fall subject to the will of the king? He has royal blood, but he also has no. He's purely Eldian with royal blood.
That's an interesting question.
I feel like he would. I feel like he would fall subject to the king.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to, right?
Yeah.
You can't really fight your titan. Like
Even though, because he's the beast titan, not the attack titan.
Will.
We understand what Zeke wanted to do, and that's to go ahead and essentially, just
Euthanize, yeah.
he wanted to go ahead and,
He wanted no more babies.
yeah,
Pretty much
exactly.
eradicate. Yeah.
But
He
That's
wanted to
interesting.
with little as bloodshed as possible, wipe off an entire
Yeah,
race.
just genocide.
But I think he would have succumbed to the will of the king unless he had Eren or another, like, maybe whoever the attack titan is at the time.
I like how Jake is asking this question, but Carlo was gone well before Grisha was.
Yep.
She died still thinking that he was on that trip and that her kids were hopefully going to be safe.
The trip was the founding titan.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The trip was him going to,
Do his mission.
in a very brutal
Go into
fashion.
Rod Rice, take it from Frida. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a phase, right? Hanji thinks
Got
it's
bitched
just
out
a
by his
phase
own
of this
son.
being
Yeah.
gone.
Because that's what's been obviously explained to her previously.
Yep.
It's a phase.
And Eren doesn't do himself any favors either with, like, they're asking for a response or like explain yourself, and Eren's like, never mind.
When you're 15 years old, how do you explain that?
Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't.
when you're the attack titan, how do you explain what you're
You just shut the fuck up and you see what happens and you confide in your friends when you can.
But to something very similar to what Kruger talks about with saving Armin and Mikasa, Eren here, he also acknowledges that he can't tell Armin and Mikasa about this either, because he's looking out for them as well, right?
Information could be dangerous to hold.
Yeah. So Eren now is just kind of tapping into this whole other kind of just like web of reality and stuff, like Lexi said, like reality is like unraveling around him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is just the beginning. Shit is only going to get crazier. We know that, especially with that kiss
What's
that
coming up.
happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was Kruger's moment. This is the moment where us watching it for the first time, we realize what the fuck happened. What is going on here, right?
The answers were right in front of us. It's all connected.
That's why they say, like, Kruger is he's a character that shows up for this short, amount of time and just absolutely spins the series up on its head, right?
Yeah.
The whole story.
We thought the beginning of the next season would flip us up on side our heads.
Yeah.
Or no, the beginning of this season would flip us on our heads. But no, Kruger did.
So Grisha has his mission. Like Lexi said, Kruger, it's almost like he has this tone of like relief. He also doesn't even know what he's saying.
He's just happy his mission's over.
And
Yeah.
Grisha is preparing. Eren is unraveling. And Hanji's doing the best she can to be this new commander.
Yeah.
Doing
Also-
her damn best.
What does Premier Zachary mean when he acknowledges, I see, that's rather unfortunate, but he is at that age.
He's at
Does he
15.
also know about the phase?
They're just talking about puberty.
Yep. I think
He is at that age.
15, yeah.
Does puberty
puberty
make
age.
you... Okay.
Puberty made you do stupid shit.
Well, especially for guys, so maybe...
That's why he named it.
Zachary.
That's why he named it the Attack Titan.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Attacking for that freedom. You're right.
All right, continue. Sorry.
You guys continue.
Is it your turn to pee?
Yeah.
Look at us all taking
Guys,
shits.
AJ has no hair. AJ has no hair.
Go ahead and try to find any other way to go ahead and decipher stuff, or you can go ahead and get to a close. Yes, but I'll be real quick.
I did want to add that... So, Kruger obviously just tells Grisha, build a family. Like, just go procreate. So it doesn't, so that kind of just shows that it doesn't matter who he has a child with. No matter what, it's still going to happen as long as he has a child. Right? That's pretty much what that means.
Yep. One sec. Yeah, he basically is just telling Kruger, he's like, just have a kid. He's like, you need to have an heir. That's why I was saying,
Because no matter what, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have it with this woman, as long as it's your child, no matter what, it'll happen, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm assuming that he knows at this point that it's coming. He doesn't know who Aaron is, but it's coming from Grisha's predecessor or Grisha's spawn, because he's understanding that Grisha in some way, shape, or form, with the memories and the information he's gotten,
You thief.
have kind of led him to Grisha to pass it on for a specific reason. The only specific reason it would have to be Grisha is because it has to be Grisha's spawn in my head.
I was just saying that Kruger is just telling Grisha this broad statement of just go have a kid, basically. He's not so obviously he doesn't need super strict rules. It's more of just like get the founder or get the founding and have a kid, pretty much. Because I guess I'm thinking that it's not specific to who he has the kid with. No matter what, whoever Grisha's kid is, that's gonna be Aaron, or not even knowing Aaron.
I think they would just be named Aaron due to Kruger, anyways.
Yeah.
But no matter who the child is, it will be a boy. He will be named Aaron.
So Grisha technically didn't have to steal Dinah from Size. I mean, not Dinah, Carla from Size.
Carla, yeah.
and then Dinah stole Carla back.
Yeah, and then yeah. So like,
That is an interesting though.
There's no way.
That's an interesting thing that you mentioned there, because like Kruger never did specify to say like, hey, name this child after me, blah blah whatever.
you're
like
gonna meet Dinah.
Grisha took that
You're gonna
upon
have this
himself to go ahead and name.
I feel like
his
that's
son
also
after-
why he kept
Probably
it vague. He probably kept it vague and didn't say have a kid because Grisha now just saying like, all Grisha knows is Kruger told me to find love. I found love, now I have this kid.
yeah.
He didn't tell me to have a kid, but I'm just gonna name the kid after him because he told me to find love and now I'm happy. I have a
Yeah.
wife and I'm happy and I have a kid. So I'm thinking that's why he didn't get into specifics of like marry, have a boy, or have a kid, because he didn't want to force Grisha to have a kid. He knew that was gonna come
You're gonna
naturally.
adopt Mikasa, and you're gonna be friends with this geek named Armin.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like, the kid's gonna come with the love, and I'm sure, like I said, he's probably got memories that he understands that the next user of the Attack Titan after Grisha is gonna be his kid.
Yeah.
Probably in some way, shape, or form. He understands that they're related, so he's like, just go find love. Find love.
He did just say have a family, because the only thing would be like if he married someone that like was infertile.
Yeah.
Or if Grisha himself was infertile, that wouldn't have
I mean,
worked.
even then he probably could have just adopted.
Yeah, because it technically didn't need to be his
It just
blood,
needed to
right?
be-
Or
Yeah.
what they do back in the day, obviously, is just, hey, just find a homeless kid and
Yeah.
take him in.
I know.
Yeah.
Turn them into a deity.
Find Mikasa and bring him in.
Yeah.
Literally.
Make him one of the strongest fucking Ackermans you've ever met.
Except she couldn't be a Titan.
One thing I did want
Yeah.
to say though, because I don't know if I'm gonna open up a can of worms here, but
Oh God.
We'll see how far we spiral.
the moment Grisha came across anybody named Armin and Mikasa,
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask earlier. I'm sure I feel like
the moment he realizes that this family had a daughter named Mikasa, and that Aaron's friend named Armin, right? It's got to be one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't know what and why I need to save them, but I need to keep
an eye on these
close
two
eye
kids.
on them.
Do we think he remembers Kruger telling him that? Because I feel like
wanna-
that is such a small detail that Grisha could overlook
He could.
in comparison to all the information he was just given from Kruger. I feel like he might just kind of gloss over that, and then maybe down the line, one day he sees Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin playing, and he's like, Mikasa and Armin, Mikasa and Armin, Mikasa and Armin,
Yeah,
Mikasa and
realizes-
Armin. Oh my God!
He
And-
very well could have forgotten it, and even too, like one thing that Grisha says, like I'm gonna forget this information anyways. Like Kruger says, like that. Well, that's not always the case. For all we
Yeah.
know, maybe that information did get lost in translation a little bit, but
Yeah.
I mean, we don't ever get a moment where Grisha's like, wait, Armin and Mikasa? You know,
Yeah.
we don't ever get him like reacting to
Realizing.
to them.
Unless,
Maybe
he was
realizes
just
it
being
when
a
he goes
manipulator.
to get the or before, like maybe a little bit before he goes to get the founding Titan. maybe like Carla's dead. He understands Carla's dead now. Well, he wouldn't know that if he was already on his way.
So my thing
I feel like
is,
he had a realization and had to go. Maybe he realizes it. Maybe he doesn't.
so when he comes across Eren again, when he's getting ready to go ahead and pass along the founding, right, and the attack, he asks about essentially the mother, but Carla. But if he would have been like, what about Mikasa? What about Armin? Like, then we would have known. Okay, he still is thinking about them.
But
he doesn't ask about them.
I'm trying to think about it too, because
But also he
spoiler
did
talk, obviously.
But also he did wake up Eren.
Yeah, I was
from
gonna say
slumber
he just
from those two.
and he also just saw adult Eren and adult Zeke on his way back.
True.
Yeah.
Like
True.
we have to keep that in mind.
Yep.
Eren's the only reason he's on his way back.
There's a
with
lot to
the
think
founding
about.
Titan.
Yeah.
There's a lot on Grisha's mind.
I feel like maybe Grisha started getting memories maybe more thoroughly after Eren was born, and then like realized it later on after him, Armin and Mikasa had already become friends. But
And then we get those chilling words.
someone write that fucking question down.
Where from this point on, Eren's gonna get everything he wants.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh shit. Well,
You are not Yujiro Hanma. Yujiro Hanma is a beast of a man.
right.
Baki, daddy.
But yeah, this was a hell of an episode, going over 3 hours.
That shit was crazy.
A lot
Great
to go
work,
ahead
team.
and unpack.
Yeah, good job, guys. Good job, chat. Thanks for
Chat, thank you
sticking
guys
with
for
us,
sticking with
Bat
us,
Bat,
definitely.
Jacob.
Thank you,
Anyone
guys.
else that's still with us and not talking in chat, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
appreciate it.
But yeah, that's all we got for you guys in this episode. That ends season 3, episode 21. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and continue on. Probably just me and Lexi next week, because Zach will be returning from Hawaii.
Yeah.
But we of course wish Zach safe travels, and we hope that he has a
Thank
great
you,
time
guys.
over in Hawaii. We'll see him shortly.
Jump into a volcano for you guys.
There you go. Make sure you guys go and follow
Right.
us over on the Attack to Talk podcast, where you guys can go and see Zach jump into a volcano. We'll make sure to go ahead and post it
Right.
to our story.
Yeah.
And you guys will also be able to get your the Zach on the soundboard. Then that's right.
Oh, yeah, we gotta put him on the
I don't know
soundboard.
how to do that. Bad. That is beyond my knowledge. I definitely.
I'll get on there, baby. Just give Nate a call. That motherfucker knows everything, bro.
Well, we'll go ahead and we'll do fired up in chats for you. Fired up
yeah.
in chat. But yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on Instagram to get all of your updates. That's also where you guys will get the poll question and the Q&A that we ask you guys. And as we stated earlier, if you guys want to go ahead and kind of just chat with us, send us a little DM, and then we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it over on the podcast, much like we did with Kyron in today's podcast episode. Kyron sent us a little bit of an update as far as his adventures through My Hero Academia, and it's fun to go ahead and talk about. Obviously, spoilers, we'll keep those at a very minimum.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, and yeah. Alrighty, so I think we can go ahead and just kind of wrap it up. I know that Jacob is saying code Lex, and code Lex is a great segue just to go ahead and let you guys know that in our link tree over in our bio, there is a link that'll send you to an online store. Click that Fandomion link for any of your merch opportunities here you're looking to go ahead and get. I mean, if you're looking to get anything for and you're gonna have to probably buy now, but if you're looking to go ahead and find any kind of Deadpool and Wolverine merch, if you guys are ready to go ahead and watch that movie,
Get that popcorn bucket, baby. Less
Popcorn
friction than the
bucket.
Dune bucket.
go ahead and see what they got available over in Fandomion. Anything Marvel related, anything anime related, anything. They have so many different stuff, guys. Even just like casual clothing wear and stuff. Check it out and use that code Lex for 10% off of your guys' purchase order. Is it damn right, Zach? You do those signals. But yeah, guys, you guys are awesome. We appreciate you guys so much. We love your guys' support, and whenever you guys are able to join us and chat with us live, we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode because we enjoyed it. It was a lot to go ahead and talk about, but it was fun. I really do enjoy getting to in these really deep conversations. Just all together and stuff. It's really cool to go ahead and link up with you guys and just chat AOT, and even like for the first like hour and a half we're just chatting about a bunch of different stuff, and that's a lot of fun. So I really appreciate you guys. You guys mean a lot to us in the
It all comes full
podcast.
circle.
I use my Fandomion shirts to sleep.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they're pretty soft actually. They're pretty comfortable.
That's awesome.
I have a few that I sleep into.
So again, you guys are incredible. You mean the world to us here at the podcast. You guys really are our heart and soul. You guys are our motivation to continue pushing forward through these episodes. And as we stated before, you know, it takes work for us to go ahead and prepare for this and get all of our ducks in a row and get all of our info and be prepared for a 3-hour-long podcast.
I know.
Where we literally cover
We just
the
talk.
scope of things, where we cover essentially like 7 minutes of an episode.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
But we
going-
gotta get into the
first,
nitty gritty, baby.
hour and a half was just like talking about.
True, yeah, but
Random
we,
catch
stuff.
up.
but we go like
Catch
2
up.
hours on based off 7 minutes of content, which is I think it's very, very impressive. I
Good
really
job,
like that we do that.
Isayama, and all creators involved.
So shout out to us, little pat on our backs for getting
For
some
yapping.
really good analysis.
Good job.
And again, we hope that you guys appreciate the AOT analysis and the deep dives and just the discussions that we get into, because I don't think that you're able to find this kind of content anywhere else. Honestly, I think that any other podcast you guys come across is going to be very lackluster, and the only other content I think you'll be able to get is just very specific deep dives on YouTube. But with us, we go ahead and we're able to deep dive on everything in just chronological order. There's a lame AOT podcast called The Coordinate. Well, you know,
Damn, don't be mean to them.
You're gonna-
Don't be
you're gonna
mean.
come across, podcasts like that. But
At least they have some taste. They still love AOT. They got taste.
trying.
But again, to our just, I guess, like I said, patting ourselves on the back here. I want to say that we do a good job of just trying to prepare and have really a good good idea of what we want to talk about for you guys, and like we have like the structure and the skeleton there, and we like to go ahead and just really grow and transform into Titans together. It's good stuff.
Also, to elaborate, the Coordinate not only does AOT, but they also do Berserk and Chainsaw Man.
Cool.
Oh, so they do a bunch of stuff, which means they don't go ahead and focus.
They're on it.
Yeah, they're bouncing around. They're bouncing
the
around.
details like we do.
That doesn't mean that they're bad. That just means that they're a different
But
type.
I told you. Remember, I
They also
was
have
looking at. I was looking at a podcast, and they cover like AOT in like a almost like a string of like 1 to 7 episodes or whatever and stuff like that. I'm like, how are you going to go and cover in detail
I know.
7 episodes?
Oh wow, they're on Attack. They have Attack on Titan. I think it's episode 82, 83,
Good.
84, 85, 86. Let me see how many episodes they got. Right now I see 87. Yeah, 87 Attack on Titan episodes plus a couple of OVAs.
What are we on? 100 and.
I'd have to go ahead and really look.
Bro, we're in at least the 120s, 130s by now.
Well,
I think we're like 117 or something like that, right?
yeah. Well, Nate has us with also including OVAs that we've done. We are at, I believe, 134.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah. So,
So
we are at like 117 then, 118.
So we're doing a good job. 21.
Yeah,
it said,
134, you're right.
21. So that is 21 episodes, 21 of season 3, Jacob. But in a culmination of all of this,
Brother, we've been doing this for a lot longer than 21 weeks.
Yeah, and also too, like granted, this is episode
fuck
21,
yeah. We don't even have fucking.
but we are splitting these episodes into 3 parts essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. True.
You guys
So
just
they
get more
might be
content.
ahead of us in the story, but.
They were on the final season in the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw one of the titles.
that's a great idea, that special 150th episode. That'd be really cool. We can go ahead and think about that together as far as how
We can do something cool.
But yeah, so
There's only 3 of you. You make it special. Thank
my
you,
point
Jacob.
being, guys, is that we are all doing this together, guys, and I'm so thankful that we are on this journey together and we get into some really good conversations. And Jacob, thank you again for asking questions, because we were able to go ahead and get into some good, analysis and stuff, and that's what we're here for. And we want to do that together, because the more we learn from you guys too is also better, because we're able to get a whole different perspective. And like I said, anytime I can go ahead and learn more about AOT, I love it. So shout out to you guys. This is AJ signing off, saying I love you guys very much. You guys be safe. Spread that love and positivity. You guys know the cliche, love, hate. But I mean, it's cliche because it's real, right? All cliches are cliches because, you know, there's some legitimacy to them. But yeah, there's a lot of hate in this world. You know, shoot. This past weekend, I was hearing gunshots. Who knows even what and why? But
fucking crazy week.
But I mean, just be good people, guys. Spread that love, and I love you guys. And I'll go ahead and I'll see you guys next week. Alrighty, I'm AJ signing off. I'll let Lexi and Zach do the same.
Happy soon to be Father's Day.
Yep.
On Sunday, and be safe, have fun, and sending you guys all the love. Thank you guys so much for sticking through with us, and we appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your week, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. As a great man and a legend once said, if you're ever tired or weary or fear the future, set your heart ablaze. Something like that.
Beautiful. All right, guys. You guys be good and have fun this weekend with all of the fathers.
What?